a mix, and then you have little tidbits to sprinkle hither and thither.
I enjoy my tidbits.
I enjoy my tidbits with jam.
Dude, have I grown? Does it look like I've grown to you, no?
You know, physically or emotionally, mentally,
Spiritually?
Yeah. I see more than just the physical world, Chris. Rawr.
I feel really uncomfortable about this chair.
You don't like this chair? Do you want to take this chair?
No, God, no. I don't want to. I would never do that.
It's got great lumbar support.
I don't want to mix up the Scientology of the set.
Just, you meant mise en scène, obviously.
Scientology. That made no fucking sense. This is just I would consider this podcast just a warm-up, a prelude, foreplay for the year that is 2020.
This podcast is a palate cleanser.
Oh my goodness. After the rich diet that was the Christmas podcast. Yeah.
We're getting you back into a fresh new diet, an all new you for an all new year. Decade. All new decade.
Right enough. We're in a new decade.
We are. Although some people debate it.
How can you debate that we're in a new decade?
I'll talk about that.
Okay.
How do you debate a decade?
Like my news this week, I actually have news about a turtle having sex.
That's excellent. Even proud.
That could be a New Year's resolution for the podcast. We'll try it for a while, see if it works, and if not, we just go back to bi-weekly.
Okay. But we stick to bi-weekly.
We'll stick to bi-weekly.
Say bi-weekly and then try. We'll do bi-weekly for definite and try weekly.
Yeah. This is a 100% weekly podcast, but if not, we'll try bi-weekly.
This is a 100% weekly podcast. You can find us out every other week on your favorite audio fucking program platform.
Yeah.
What is it? Podcast hosting service.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's harder to do than you think.
It is, yeah.
Introduction. No.
I'm gonna write it on the board.
Yeah, do it. Shoot for the moon. Because even if you miss, you land among the stars. That's bullshit, by the way. You won't land among the stars. If you miss the moon, you're fucking dead.
From time to time. You what? Okay. Here we go.
You're right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Empty Promise podcast. My name is Chris. And today you are joining me and my best friend in the whole wide world, Mr. James D. Downey, on what is episode 92 of the podcast.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, D. Thank you for being here on the 12th of January 2020.
Do you have it on this day?
Of course I have it on this day.
Oh, fantabulous.
Yeah, I have it on this day. Yeah. Okay, one sec. We're on this day, and 2010, the Haiti earthquake. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 10 years ago.
Yep.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah, right enough. 2010. It's 10 years ago. We're in a new decade.
10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. It occurred, killing an estimated 316,000 people.
Whoa, that is unfathomably big.
Isn't it?
316,000 people.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's enormous.
I remember that happening.
I remember
just feels
that as well.
like
That feels
4
like a couple of years ago. Yeah, I know. What about 1915? Does that
1915? That'll be the World War, would it? Something happened in the World War?
No, it was the Rocky Mountain National Park is formed by an act of U.S. Congress.
Is it the first national park?
It must be. It'll be one of the first.
Probably
has to be. But also on this day in 1915, the United States House of Representatives rejects a proposal to give women the right to vote. So on the day they give women they don't allow them to vote, but they also declare the Rocky Mountains a national park, which is nice of them.
They're very progressive and yet unprogressive.
And in 2004, the world's largest ocean liner, the RMS Queen Mary II, makes its maiden voyage. I'm not sure if this is the same one that's docked in California.
Yeah, that's the Queen Mary. It's haunted.
That's what I was going to say. It's like one of the most haunted ships, places even in the world. Mm-hmm. That's the second one. So is it? No, that's the first one. So is the second one still going? 2004?
I think so. Yeah, I'd say so.
2004.
It'd have to be.
10, 14, 16 years later? Jeez.
I mean, ships, they have to last a long time. They cost a lot of money to build.
In 1895, the National Trust is founded in the United Kingdom.
What is the National Trust?
So the National Trust is basically... All I gather from the National Trust now, I could be way off on this one, but they protect like protected sites across the UK. So like different like houses and commons and grounds and forest parts that is protected by the National Trust.
So like you can't knock down that house. It's
exactly
listed building.
Yeah, listed building. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. I don't know what else they really do, but and in 1908, a long distance radio message is sent from the Eiffel Tower for the first time. 1908 was the Empire. No, the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. Was the Eiffel Tower built in 1908? Or was that way before?
The Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 1908, yeah.
Yeah, but was that like the year it was built?
No, it was like 1800s.
1800s?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. And did you believe, here's a would you believe, that Dr. James Bedford becomes the first person to be cryogenically preserved with the intent of future resuscitation and remains preserved at the Alcor Life Extension Foundation.
When was that? What year was
1967.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I wonder is he still frozen like somewhere?
Well, I'd imagine so. At the Life Extension Foundation. That's crazy.
That
I
is mad.
didn't even know that happened. But
Walt Disney did that.
Did he?
No, I don't think so. That's like a big rumor that he froze himself so he could like come out in years when medical science is advanced, so they can keep him kicking.
Imagine he came back and
that's like a rumor, isn't it? Maybe I've made that.
I don't know.
I think Family Guy and stuff used to take the piss.
Do you think he'd enjoy the parks and stuff? Do you think he'd enjoy where the thing is gone?
I think he'd like the parks and stuff. I don't know if he'd be so big on like all the sort of
like Disney being a mammoth.
The business type of side of things. Like he'd probably enjoy all the money.
The business conglomerate. Yeah. Couldn't get that word out.
I think he was a fairly ruthless guy. Like.
Oh yeah. From what I gather. Yeah.
He'd probably be happy enough.
Yeah.
But yes. First Fox, then the USA, then the world.
I know.
The Disney planet. That's what's next for us.
I know.
Yeah. So on this podcast, we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions.
Oh yeah.
So we have a couple of New Year's resolutions ourselves, both personal and for the podcast.
Yeah.
We kind of discussed before we came on here.
We talking about? No, we didn't. We're going in blind to this.
We don't talk. We don't prep at all.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about those. What we're going to do this year. What we're going to do for the podcast. We're going to do for ourselves. We're also going to talk about what everyone else is doing, because this is the time of. This is the empty promise holiday, as I consider it. This is the time of the year that everybody and their mother is out there making promises to themselves, to other people, about what they're going to do for themselves this year.
Making promises they can't keep.
Yeah. I think there's something like 10% of people who make these promises have no intention of keeping them on the outset. Yeah, it's like
10% must be. I'd say it'd be more than 10%.
Maybe not.
It could be more than. I'd say it's a good bit more than 10%.
But no, like as in they say, I am going to eat better this year, knowing full rightly in their heads that night they're ordering pizza.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Not that they think that they mightn't, that they know.
It starts tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm going by the lunar calendar. New Year's doesn't start for another couple of days yet. We're also going to talk about some common pitfalls, traps people fall into when they're making these New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be able to help some people see theirs through with a bit of advice.
Common pitfall is like, I'm going to climb Everest before the end of January.
Yeah.
Have you ever climbed before?
I want to get that one knocked off as soon as I can.
As soon as I can.
So I can focus on the rest.
Yeah, so I can give myself more time to, get active and fit.
I don't want it to hold me back from eating healthy for the rest of the year. I'm
going to go ahead and just climb Everest. Yep. Excellent. Yeah, that is exactly what we're going to be talking about in this podcast. And remember, you can find the video version of this podcast if you're listening to the audio. The video is available over at youtube.com/emptypromisepodcast. And likewise, if you're listening to, or if you're watching the video, the audio is available over on any podcast hosting service. Just search for Empty Promise Podcast. Get in touch with us through any of our social media. Just search for the handle Empty Promise Podcast, or our email, which is
emptypromisepodcast@gmail.com.
Beautiful. That was so well spoken.
Thank you.
It's like we've been practicing.
This is
How long has it been since we podcast now?
Well, I'd say a good month.
It was right before. It was right before Christmas, wasn't it?
Oh, was it right before Christmas?
Well, we did I think it was a week before Christmas week.
Let's say 3 weeks.
So 3 weeks. That's not that long. It feels
so
a lot
we're not necessarily out of practice, but Christmas has been a busy time of the year. A lot has happened. A lot for us to catch up on.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course.
I have a bit of news. If you want to do news.
Oh, I absolutely do want to do.
We'll do some news first of all. Now, there was a lot that happened over the time that we've been off, so some of it will be touched on, others won't, because it's Usty. But I'm going to start first of all with this piece from CNN World News about the Playboy tortoise that had so much sex he has saved his entire species, and now he's going home.
That's beautiful.
So you said that you read a little bit about this.
I literally read the headline and I was like, good for him.
Okay,
Good
so
for him.
I think he's called Diego.
You're joking.
No, it's not a great name.
Diego. Diego's a
Sweaty.
pretty good name, I think.
So, a womanizing tortoise whose rampant sex life.
Hold on. Womanizing.
Yeah,
Not like female tortoises, women.
women.
Human
women.
females.
Humans and females are all over this guy. Yeah. Whose rampant sex life may have single-handedly saved his entire species from extinction, has retired from his playboy lifestyle, returning to the wild with his mission accomplished.
Returning to the wild.
Diego's unstoppable libido was credited as a major reason for the survival of his fellow giant tortoises on Espinala, part of the Galapagos Islands, after being shipped over from San Diego Zoo as part of a breeding program. When he started his campaign of promiscuity, there were just 2 males and 12 females of his species alive on the island. But the desirable shell dweller had so much sex, he helped boost the population to over 2,000 giant tortoise. The Galapagos National Park Service believe the 100-year-old tortoise, he's 100 years old,
super long,
is the patriarch of around 40% of that population.
That's insane. 40% of all turtles descend from this one.
God, yeah.
Like turtle.
A total of 15 tortoise took part in the breeding program to boost the island's population, but none played a bigger role as Diego. About 1,800 tortoises have been returned to Espinala, and now the natural reproduction, we have approximately 2,000 tortoises. That's amazing. Like,
that's good news.
Single-handedly. There's a little picture of him, just with his mouth all
he looks happy,
dirty.
I mean, I can understand why.
Yeah, it's incredible. So he was shipped from San Diego Zoo, so that's why he's obviously called Diego.
San Diego.
Diego.
I think there's something about giant tortoises. Tortoidal.
Tortoidal.
Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
Was out. He went to the Galapagos.
That's right. That's where he did. That's where. Isn't that where he came up with his theory?
Yeah. And he apparently had a pet giant tortoise, which like lived like up until.
Did it just die? This is a really stupid question. Like years ago.
Yeah. Like it lived.
Okay.
It lived well beyond, like, into modern times, relatively speaking.
What was the name of Darwin's ship?
Darwin.
Wasn't that like a? Is it the HMS?
I have no idea. I genuinely couldn't tell you.
Is it? It's not the Bugle. No. Beagle. No.
Maybe.
There
Maybe
we go.
not.
What is the name of Darwin's ship? There's another question.
There you go, folks.
Okay.
Whoever comes with the answer to that gets a spot prize.
It's like a famous boat. An old wooden ship. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's San Diego.
He discovered his law. He came up with that the survival of the fittest law.
Yeah, what is it? Oh my god. Natural selection.
Natural selection. The theory of everything.
No, that's
on that island on Galapagos, didn't he?
I think that's where, yeah, because it was like an untouched, like, mini ecological thing. What do you call them? Ecology. So like there was no human interference, so we could study it like and see how everything developed from.
Somewhere else like that was actually, Julianne Kopka. Her mother and father set up the station in Peru, in the jungle, and it was one of those just completely untouched by humans until they came along, obviously, and set up their labs and started studying.
Set up a lab and ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, so surely when Darwin landed, like, it couldn't have been considered untouched no more. You know,
in the Galapagos?
Yeah,
I don't know.
The Galapagos.
I think the Galapagos is like they're so like difficult to live on that no one actually did.
Isn't that there's Komodo dragons live there as well?
Is that maybe?
Yeah, it's a big spot for Komodo dragons. Oh shit, yeah, they're insane, those things.
Apparently, right? They wanted to bring a bunch of these turtles back to like Britain or whatever to study them, but like basically none of them made the trip from the Galapagos back to Britain.
They died?
They all died, but not of natural causes. Apparently they were delicious.
No,
they were all eaten.
What?
Yeah.
Who does that?
I don't know.
So these are people who want to study animals, yet they're eating animals.
I don't know if these are the people who wanted to study them. The people who wanted to study them were waiting back in England going, please bring us a live one for once.
Way.
And they were like, I don't know, man, they taste too good.
And they decided to eat them?
Yeah, a bunch of them got eaten because they were just like that tasty.
Jesus.
Delicious, just like chicken.
I've heard Bear Grylls say that. He killed a turtle once. A tortoise once.
Oh, that's right, I remember that.
It was pretty gruesome, actually.
Pretty needlessly.
Yeah. 100% needlessly.
He probably had like a full crew full of food behind him. He's like,
he stuck a knife into the shell. Like that little dude was just hiding in the shell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just stuck a knife in, killed it. roasted the fucking shell. Like, even if he was still alive inside, he then cooked him over a fire.
What are you at, bear?
He's such an idiot.
I used to have so much respect for him, and then I'm just like...
Yeah, no, I've lost.
I remember watching a video on YouTube of once, and it was like... It showed the clip of Bear Grylls talking about how he had to jump over a canyon, as you're describing it. I have to jump over a canyon. This is risky, this is dangerous, but I gotta do it. Otherwise, I might die. And this guy went to the place where they had filmed, and it was a fairly steep drop, and it was a crack that you would probably have to jump over, but about 200 yards up the road, you could just cross.
Yeah.
Because it had like narrowed. And it was just like...
Dude, no, the thing that turned me off this guy was he did... In like one of his early seasons, he did like, I don't know where he was, but basically he got to underneath a big train track, and there was like old, like they look like pylons that were suspending the railroad up top, and he climbs up this pylon, right, and he has this like rusty like dog chain that he obviously found wherever he was, and the bridge is like at an overhang, so he's like hanging onto this pylon. The bridge is like at an overhang, like, you know, like further out than he is.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
so he decides to swing the rusty train just over like this a couple of times until it hooks onto something. Right. And then he swings out. And I'm like, nobody in the right mind who's trying to survive would do that. No one. And I just lost all respect from that day on. You know, there's no call for
he's
that.
doing this for TV.
For TV, yeah, 100%.
Has to look badass.
He finds like ruined like buildings and like roundhouse kicks down the door and stuff, and it's like, why? Like, you know, you could just, there's no one in there. There's no one there.
Door wasn't locked.
I know. All windows are wide open.
House been abandoned for 15 years.
And he like coming in like
a stiff breeze would have knocked it in, Bear.
No.
Come on.
No. Anyway, Roger Federer has issued a statement after activist Greta Thunberg takes a swipe at the Swiss star. Do you hear about this?
Takes a swipe.
So Roger Federer came under attack from climate activists for his relationship with Credit Suisse. He says he will hold talks with his sponsors after being criticized by climate change activists, including Greta Thunberg. Federer has a long-term link with Swiss bank Credit Suisse. But the relationship came under scrutiny when a dozen Swiss climate activists appeared in court on Tuesday after refusing to pay a fine for playing tennis inside branches of the bank. The stunt was designed to highlight the bank's fossil fuel investments and to, quote, stop people acting like nothing is happening. The young activists, mostly students, were fined around 17,000 for trespassing at Credit Suisse branches in November. Footage from the incident shows the students dressed in white tennis clothes to highlight Federer's link to the bank, giving inside the branches in Lausanne and Geneva. So now he is under scrutiny from
17 grand.
17 grand for trespassing. That's pretty steep.
That's very steep. That's the type of like. You can imagine like 20 years ago it was like, we'll teach these young and up and comers a lesson about where their place in the world, and it's like today it's just like, you're just fucking money machine bank bastards.
Yeah.
That's what you are. They say like that's doesn't matter, like me and you can take our bike to work and we can use less water and do all this shit and stop eating meat and all that there, but it's like nothing will change regarding fossil fuels until banks stop investing in it, because it's a what do you call it there? The system keeps itself going. It's a self-contained thing. So it's like they put money in, that makes the stuff valuable, so people put more money into buy it and it keeps going. So get the banks to stop. I think that's good for them.
Time is a flat circle, Marty.
It's a fucking Earth is a flat circle, Chris. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Nicolas Cage spends New Year's Eve in a small Somerset pub.
I heard this.
And buys everyone a drink.
Yeah.
I love Nicolas Cage. Before I go into this, I love Nicolas Cage. Yeah. He is our national treasure. And so US actor Nicolas Cage stunned regulars at a small Somerset pub by spending New Year's Eve there and buying them all a drink. The Oscar winner, who's 55, was quote unquote a total legend and a cool dude. One local said on Reddit. He posted, Nicolas Cage spent New Year's Eve in my small local pub in Somerset and he bought everyone a drink. A photo shows Nick Cage standing behind the bar of the Tramways Social Club, while in another he's seen posing for a selfie. Our newest member, Nicolas Cage, the club posted on its Facebook page. Membership is £10 a year and half that for pensioners, the club says on its website. It was recently refurbished and brought up to a modern high standard of finish and comfort. Posting on the Facebook page, one reveller described Cage as a legend, saying it was so kind of him to have bought us all a drink. The star reportedly has a house in Boltonborough near Glastonbury and used to live in Bath, where he turned on the city's Christmas lights in 2009. He won the Academy Award in addition to a Golden Globe and Screen Actors Guild Award for his role as alcoholic Hollywood writer in Leaving Las Vegas. You ever seen that film?
No.
I'd like
Leaving
to see
Las
that.
Vegas.
Yeah. So there you go. Nick Cage spent his New Year's Eve in a Somerset pub and bought everyone a drink.
Sounds like the type of thing he would do.
Mm-hmm.
He's
like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's a crazier Keanu Reeves.
Is
I
he?
think. Yeah, he's
Is Nick Cage crazy?
Oh yeah, he's bad shit.
Yeah?
Not bad shit, but he's pretty mad. Like,
in what way?
like doing
Like angry?
no, like as in like going cocaine, stuff like that.
Really?
Apparently him and George Travolta or something got caught with cocaine on a plane one time.
John Travolta's a pilot as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know if Nick Cage is actually. He might be.
God only knows, because he was in Con Air.
I was just about to say he was in Con Air. He flew
Who
that
knows?
plane, didn't he?
But yeah, I've heard Nick. I don't know Nick Cage. Well, I've heard that Nick Cage is a bit wild.
Okay.
And the partying scene and the going and the drinking and the drugs.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Apparently he can what do you call it? What's the word when you like focus it?
Focus the energy, that kind of
the
thing.
Madness,
Harness it.
Harness. You can harness the madness sometimes. Come out with great performances, such as in Leaving Las Vegas, which I've never seen. So know nothing about what I'm talking about right now.
So one last bit of kind of news I have here. I have a bit of local news about farmers.
Great stuff. We don't have enough farmers on this show.
Well, farmers in our local area left to count the cost after reports of sheep worrying incidents in the Tynan area.
Sheep worrying?
Yeah. So I'm assuming that a number of animals have been killed during incidents of sheep worrying in the Derryhaw area of Tynan. Now, Tynan's not far from here. A couple of miles from here, really.
It's just up the road, Chris.
And local farmers have been left counting the cost after their flocks were attacked by dogs venturing into their lands in recent days. So
is this like just dogs gone wild?
I think so, yeah. I'm not going to get too into that because
sheep.
Anyone who's listening to us like anywhere in the world just won't care about this.
I don't know, because I think the people in America need to know about the Tynan sheep problems. Tynan.
But my last bit of news that I have this today or this week is the Nostradamus World War III prophecy. Is now the time when East will weaken the West. That was Nostradamus's prophecy, and with the whole Trump going batshit crazy and
Iran
nuking Iran essentially.
Yeah.
Nostradamus' chilling predictions of the future make him the leading authority on future events. But did the 16th century apothecary predict the outbreak of World War III?
I mean,
his name was Michel de Nostradam, commonly known as Nostradamus. Is said to have predicted a time when, quote, the East will weaken the West. The scenario came close to unfolding in the new year when tensions between the United States and Iran escalated into an exchange of fire. On January 3rd, US President Donald Trump sanctioned a drone airstrike on Iran's much revered Quds Force leader Qasem Soleimani in Baghdad in Iraq. Iran retaliated in the early morning of January 8th with coordinated missile attacks on US army bases in Iraq. As both countries locked horns in the Middle East, many fear the tensions would escalate in a full-blown World War III scenario. But what did Nostradamus have to say about all this? Well, the French prophesizer is attributed with penning his predictions of the future 1555 magnum opus. I think that's his book.
Magnum opus is like his big work.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. A collection of cryptic passages dubbed quatrains. Did you know this?
What?
That they were called like quatrains, and he had a full book of his works.
Quatrains are just like 4-line verses, aren't they?
Is that all it is? Yeah.
Uh-huh. We learned about... You did quatrains, Chris, in A-level English.
A-level English
Poetry,
is
man.
a long time ago. Actually, now that you say it, I'm like, okay.
Makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's what he was. He was like he was more or less a poet type person.
Okay.
Telling stories.
Mad high on opium.
Verse.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I think he was a fucking looper. Like, I think he was...
One quatrain in particular is considered by many to be a forewarning of the global war breaking out. The quatrain reads, twice put down, the East will also weaken the West. Its adversary, after several battles, chased by sea, will feel at a time of need.
I mean, it's pretty... What do you call that? It's not very
vague.
It's very vague. Like
Another quatrain penned by Nostradamus bears a striking resemblance to the attack on General Soleimani. The quatrain reads, "The great man will be struck down in a day by a thunderbolt." So
by a rocket.
I don't know. Like I wanted to look into more Nostradamus predictions.
Yeah, Nostradamus' stuff is kind of like, I kind of see it more like...
He did say, though, that there'd be wildfires on a staggering scale.
Australia?
Yeah, Australia.
Yeah. But you see, this is it. It's like, you could take all of his stuff and make it applicable. Like, I mean, you know, does he say at the same time as East and West that there's going to be wildfires? I think it's just like, it's taking his words and making them fit the situation rather than...
True, yeah. You're just kind of bending it around.
Yeah. Because people said he predicted the end of the world. He's predicted all kinds of shit. Like, predicted some king, I think, getting like assassinated. But it's like, how many years has it been? Like 400 years?
Yeah.
500 years?
Yeah.
It's like, surely things are going to happen in that time that kind of fall along the lines of what he was saying. So, like, I don't know. And it's about East versus West. I mean, like, when has there not been East versus West?
True.
In the last 100 years? Like,
well, he said, quote, "The sky will be darkened, the fields will be burned by the heat," in relation to the wildfires. But again, as you say, he might have just wrote that, and then it's like, well, this is happening in Australia. It just fits the bill.
There's wildfires in Australia every year. These ones are pretty bad, but there was like wildfires in it was some other country. It wasn't a first world country, so you didn't hear about it. But like, it killed way more people.
There's a load here, actually. This is really fucking interesting. This destructive earthquakes, sea level rising, record number of storms, implanted chips. Okay, fair enough. Humans will live on the moon. Okay.
Give us time.
And Kim Jong-un will be dethroned. So it'll be interesting to see.
But he didn't even know Kim Jong-un would be a thing. Like that could be any fucking dictator.
Yeah, according to Nostradamus, Kim Jong-un will be dethroned by his people who will rebel. Russia will get involved in this conflict, and the image of Russia will change forever.
But how?
But he obviously didn't know the name, so I'm assuming that there's some kind of quatrain that like probably says like,
so could you not?
The leader will be dethroned.
I don't know. I don't like that vague shit. But
no, I'm fascinated by that.
I used to really
awesome,
think Nostradamus was spooky and that was crazy, but now I'm just like, really? It could be anything. Like, but look is World War III going to happen?
I mean, he also said that 2012 was going to see the end of days or something. Yeah. And we're all still here.
Oh,
do you remember the fucking global panic over that? Like, well, not global, but like definitely in the internet and shit. People definitely thought that was it.
It was the Aztecs. That was the Aztec calendar coming to an end.
Yeah.
But sure, look at World War III may or may not happen.
They literally just finished their calendar. Isn't that all it was? It was Aztecs or Mayans? It was Mayans, wasn't it?
Maybe it was Mayans,
well,
yeah.
I just said the same people.
It was a South American, Middle American
tribe.
Yeah, ancient civilization.
And what, their calendar basically just ran out, and everyone
it wasn't even that. They had
didn't it like stop or something?
They had like a regular calendar for a year, and then they had a calendar for like decades, kind of like what we have, and then centuries. But they had this big one that was like, there's like phases of the planet,
right?
And this was the end of one of them.
Right.
But it's kind of like us ending a year. Just because it's the end doesn't mean everything's gonna stop. It's just like that's just the end of the year, and then the next one starts.
I'm fascinated by all that stuff. I think it's so cool, but
because it's so mysterious.
I know,
mysterious. Yeah. It's so mysterious, you know.
That's it. I like that. Yeah.
That could be something for us to look into. Nostradamus and his claims could be a good conspiracy type.
That'd be a good one, actually. Well, I'd like to do some like profiles of like famous people. Nostradamus is one I'd like to do, and Da Vinci is another one. I'd love to do Da Vinci.
He had some interesting stuff going on.
Definitely.
There you go. Let us know.
Yeah.
Get in contact and be like, do Nostradamus, bro.
Yeah.
I want to see some.
Nostradamus would be awesome. Actually.
See, was he right? Was he wrong?
It'd be like us that we'll just start podcasting on Nostradamus, and comets will fall from the sky.
That's it.
Yeah.
And people will be like, he's right, he's wrong.
Is it true that whenever we see stars in the sky, they're already dead? But because of the time it takes for the light to get to us?
Probably not.
No? Because
stars like live for absurdly long amounts of time. But like, technically, it's the speed of light. So if something's 100,000 light years away, that's how what we're seeing is how it looked 100,000 years ago. So in those 100,000 years, it could have exploded. Yeah,
that's so.
Isn't that
oh my
fucked
god,
up thought?
that's a really fucked up thought.
It's like literally when you're looking into like space, you're looking back in time.
In the past.
Yeah. There's a really cool one. There's a star called Betelgeuse, something like that. It's a big red star, but it's like really close to the end of its life.
Okay.
Relatively speaking. I mean, that could be another million years of fucking you want. But astronomers have noticed it's getting like it's behaving weirdly. It's like getting too bright or too dim, and they're like, I wonder, is it gonna supernova?
Oh.
And they say if that was to go supernova, like when we are all humans are still on Earth, like it would be as bright as the moon. That's how fucking big these explosions are. But that's the thing. It's so far away. If we're gonna see it in our lifetime, it's already happened. Mm-hmm. Like it's happened. You know what I mean?
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
That's fucked.
Think about that next time you're looking up on a starry night.
So when we look into this,
fucking freak you out.
When we look into the actually one of the that Tools of the Titans book I read, one of like the guys in it's. One of his things was every night he'll always make sure that he looks, or at least once a day he'll look into the sky, look at the stars, to make himself just realize that we are all just so insignificant. So small, and I'm like, that's a pretty depressing thought. Yeah. But yeah, apparently it helps keep him grounded. All the grains
of sand in all our beaches in the world. There's that many galaxies.
Jesus Christ.
Of things in space. That's how big. Like,
grains of sand. You pick up a handful of sand. How many grains have you got? How many
thousands of grains or hundreds of thousands of grains?
Oh my God.
Every one of us.
Can you count? You could count grains of sand, could you?
I mean, what do you mean?
Like, if I emptied like my hand onto the table.
Oh yeah.
Could I count them?
You can count them. Yeah.
Oh my God. That would be awesome.
It's like there's so many stars, and you're like, but you can count the sand. Am I hearing you right?
That would be. Imagine I set you that challenge.
I know, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
It's like that joke. It's like rice. Rice is a really good food whenever you're hungry and want like 1,000 of something. It's like,
yeah, okay.
Could you count rice?
Good point. Well, that's all the news I have for this week. Do you have anything you want to touch on? Anything that happened? PlayStation. You see that?
I seen that.
Yeah. Xbox as well.
People thought that was a little bit underwhelming. It was like PlayStation or Sony's big announcement, or one of their announcements at CES was the logo for the PlayStation 5.
Which is what we all bloody expected.
The logo for the PlayStation 4 with a 5.
Yeah, because they couldn't do PSV because the Vita already had that.
Is that right? I don't think they would have done V anyway, because they hadn't done like any of the other Roman numerals. Yeah, it would have been cool to change it though. Maybe.
It would have been cool, yeah.
But
because apparently Vita had the PSV, so they didn't want to
confuse.
I think they shot themselves.
At least they didn't confuse things like fucking Xbox Series X, 1X, 2 plus 3 plus X equals 4.
XY equals find the fucking Pythagoras' theorem.
Such a nightmare of a name.
What is the name? It's Series
X. I think what they're going to do is Xbox Series X, Series S, Series whatever.
Oh, why?
Because they're going to have different versions of the. This is their strategy. If anyone's interested in game consoles, is they're not going to do new generation.
That's right.
It's going to be, if you have an Xbox One X, which is like their current most powerful thing, it'll still play the games that are going to come out for the Series X for like a year or something like that. So you don't have to upgrade. You know what I mean? You can go. You can jump. You can keep at that level, or you can go for like. I'm assuming they're gonna have like a midline one, which will be Xbox Series, whatever the fuck, and then they'll have that one that they announce, which will be like boom
top
at the top. This one's gonna fucking
for like streamers and gamers.
This one's gonna make your eyes bleed. How beautiful it is!
Wow,
I'd say. So
speaking of making your eyes bleed, I was in Curry's the other day, and I seen a 65-inch Samsung OLED full HD HDR. It's clearer than what we see, like with our own eyes.
Insane.
You know, it was obviously doing like the whole showcase thing,
the demo and all,
and it was showing like water being poured into a cup, but I could count the bubbles in the cup, and I was like, I shouldn't be able to do this, like, and it's wafer thin, and I'm like, how are you getting all this in there? And I would love to spend that money on a TV.
How much was it?
That one was 1,800.
That's not bad. Well, I mean, that's not.
It's $2,000 for
$2,000. But you think about it, that's 65 inches. You put that fucker up on your living room, you got basically a cinema.
Do you know Argus are selling an 85-inch TV at the minute?
That's beautiful.
$2,000.
85 inches at $2,000. Come on. I don't know. Here's the problem, right? Right. You think about it. Right. Remember back in our day, when we were wee and we were playing like our fucking PlayStation 2 on like the little CRT televisions, the square ones, right?
Yeah.
Which had like a resolution of something like 500 pixels, right?
Like TV VCR combis, those?
Yeah, those fucking bad boys. You couldn't go much bigger than like 20 odd inches, right? Just because that's how the TVs were fucking massive.
Yeah.
Maybe
Units
30,
of things.
Maybe 30 or 40. They got bigger towards the end there, right? But it's only whenever you jump up to HD, like, that you can go much bigger. Otherwise, it's going to look like shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be stretched out. Like.
Yeah.
So if you're going 85 inches...
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I'd say like HD looks pretty shit.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, so here's a question that I posed to a couple of the guys at work a long time ago, right? If you walked into Curry's, let's say, and you had the choice between both these TVs, for argument's sake, both the same price. One of them is Samsung, let's say 32-inch, full HD, 4K OLED,
right?
Okay. Or you can pay the same amount for an 85-inch full HD, not OLED.
Not 4K?
Not 4K, not HDR.
See, if it's 4K at that size, I think you'd be okay.
You think?
As long as you have the stuff, the stuff.
HDR
4K,
though is a big thing, isn't it?
It is. It makes the colors look beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, although you can live, I think you can live without HDR. Like, it won't make what you already have on TV look bad.
So would you go for the bigger at 4K rather than the 32-inch glistening?
If it was only 1080 on the 85-inch, no, not a chance in hell. I think it wouldn't look good. I like the idea of glistening, and also you have to think about what meets your needs. I mean, there's nowhere in my house I can put an 85-inch TV. Like, there's nowhere. That can't happen.
Just onto your bed.
Yeah.
Flat onto your bed.
You sleep on top of it. That's the only way.
You have to stand and watch it.
If I mounted that in one of our walls, the wall would come down. Like, not a chance. So, in that case, I probably would go for the 30-something inch.
I mean, I could probably put an 85-inch in my wall.
What size is that one out there?
That's 40. I think that's just 40.
So you're talking...
It's either 40 or 42.
And I don't know how these things work, but you're talking double the screen. But I don't think is that double the size? I don't know how that works.
I don't
four
think
times
so.
the size? How does that work?
I don't know. I mean, put it like this. The 65-inch that I seen D was most of the size of that window.
It's pretty big.
That's pretty fucking big.
That's a big window.
Yeah.
Actually, you get away with it, I think, in here.
I was in a guy's house over Christmas and he had a 65-inch, 55 or no, he had a 65-inch TV and that thing was fucking huge. LG, big bastard of a thing.
I want a big TV.
Yeah.
I want a room dedicated to the big TV though.
I don't think I'd use a big TV as much for gaming though. I think
with films.
It's about films. It's about watching, Netflix and films. Whereas I'd much prefer like a 32 crystal clear for like playing The Witcher or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Imagine that, like, you know.
Because you're gonna be sitting pretty close for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas in a cinema room, you want to sit back. You want to relax.
The first time I ever bought Skyrim, I had a TV in my room and it was HD, but it was big and it was kind of clunky. It wasn't great HD. Now my sister at the time got one of those small, like it's pink colored TV DVD combi that was much higher resolution of HD, and I used to steal her TV just to play Skyrim on it because it looks so much better.
Well, there you go.
You know what I mean?
That's what you had to do.
Yeah, like the blacks were like a deeper black, you know, that kind of way. You know,
makes it once it's kind of one of those things. Once you see it, like ignorance is bliss. You don't know about it. You don't know that it can be that good.
Yeah.
You don't care. But once you see it and you know it's out there,
that's why I don't like going in the Currys.
Yeah, you don't. I don't do it anymore.
Oh fuck!
This is why you always shop on.
I mean, I've seen fridges and stuff, and I was like, oh, I just really want that fridge. You know, it's like why I don't know, but I need it. A Samsung fridge, you know,
smart fridge.
It's
play Skyrim on
not prints. What's the word? Dispenses circular ice balls.
Why?
I don't know.
But I want it.
Exactly. I need that. You know?
I would be happy enough just with the one that dispenses water on any form of ice. I know. That's amazing to me.
I would find a way that it would dispense more than just water. I'd have it like one of those Coke free flow machines, you know. I could just decide what I want and
it would just appear. It would just work.
Just appear. But you can text your fridge and all when you have like those Samsung ones and the ovens and stuff like that. But I don't know what the purpose. I'm pretty sure you can control it from your smartphone.
Oh yeah, I think that could be useful for like, do I need butter? And you like log on your phone. No, I don't need butter.
Oh, that's what it is. There's a camera in your fridge and you can see what's in your fridge. Yeah,
I need butter.
And
the oven seems pretty cool. I mean, that could be useful if it's like, I have a roast and I want it to come on at this time.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just make sure I'll just hit this button.
Yeah. Exactly.
Rather
Yeah.
than setting a timer. I mean, the timers are fairly reliable.
It does it for washing as well, like your washing machine. So you can start your That's a handy little
Do you know
thing.
that's called the Internet of Things, Chris.
It's what?
There you go. Internet of Things. Everything's got to be connected to the internet. So like,
Well, we need internet first. I need internet first before I can connect.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's like everything. Your lights will be connected to the internet.
They already have lights that are connected to internet now. Do you have one of those lights? No.
I had one that was connected to like
Your phone?
Bluetooth.
Through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth?
Or Wi-Fi maybe it was, yeah. But I think in principle I could have used it from somewhere else, like, yeah. But all kinds of shit like that's going to be happening. It'll all be connected, and so whenever you walk from one room, your lights behind you will go off, and then the one you're walking into will come on.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Stuff like that. That's the future.
I kind of have a question about purchases, but I'll keep it for the actual main topic. If you're ready to get into the main topic, Before we do, though, remember that you can find the video version of this podcast over at youtube.com/emptypromisepodcast, or you can take the audio version anywhere you wish.
Anywhere.
Just search for us on any podcast hosting service, and if it's not too much trouble, if you would give us a rating, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated, especially over in the old Apple Podcasts.
The Apple Podcasts and the Google Podcasts.
If you could give us a rating there, that would help us out tremendously this year. But thank you to everybody who listens. Thank you if this is the first podcast that you've ever listened to. Hello, you're very, very welcome indeed.
How are we doing so far? We doing good?
Give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready to start talking about some resolutions?
Yeah, I am ready.
So we're 12 days into the new year.
It's been a rough 12 days.
I want to hear all about those reses. Those resis.
Those resis. Resident Evil 3 remakes coming. Incoming.
Yeah. I love Resi 4. I'm a Resi 4 bitch.
You're waiting for that one, Chris.
Yeah.
So I have my list of stuff that I want to do.
Do you want to talk about our lists first of all?
For this podcast? Or for our personal lists?
Both.
Okay.
We'll do our personal list, then we'll do the podcast, and then we'll do like the generic kind of ones that everybody can.
The big ones. Yeah.
That's a good way to go.
The big common ones.
Okay.
I'll give you one of mine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
right, this is one, and this is, right, very reasonable, I think, and I intentionally made it reasonable and not ridiculous.
Yeah.
Very simple. Drink 1.5 litres of water every day.
That's really good.
It's very doable. Very maintainable, very easy to track.
What's your water intake like at the minute or before this resolution came about?
It's poor.
Is it? Yeah.
It was very poor.
Now, are you talking, so when you say water, is that any kind of juice as well, or are you just talking just water?
Like diluting juice would count.
Diluting juice would count, but like Coke wouldn't?
No.
Okay, good.
Exactly.
So not liquid.
Not just liquid. Not just like 1.5 litres of soup. in a thermos.
What a resolution. 1.5 litres of soup every day.
I'm getting my vegetables, I'm getting my water.
Of thick chicken soup.
Brothy. Just a big chicken stock. Yeah.
Okay.
1.5 litres
that's
of water. I think it's very doable because you just know you have to hit a bottle and a half.
One of those Highland Spring bottles comes at 1.5 litres.
I'm using the 750, 2 fills of a 750 one.
Brilliant. Like a tracker bottle?
Yeah. No, just a bottle.
You should get one of those tracker bottles. You know, the ones that we have downstairs. I'll show you them. It tells you like between 8 and 9 you should drink this much water, between 9 and 10 this much. And then this is the bottom.
I would feel horrendous.
Time to fill up. But it's only like 2 mouthfuls and you're there. But a lot of people don't drink 2 mouthfuls of water every hour.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I don't. I wait until I was like, I'm thirsty.
I'll tell you what, I'll pick you up one of those bottles for the next podcast.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And we'll see if it makes a difference to your life. Okay, I'll write that
The
down.
last 12 days, I have been rocking it like this. I have been like sitting at work, and then when I'm thirsty, I'll go fill up that water bottle, and I'll basically drink the whole thing in about 15 minutes.
Oh.
Because once it's in my hands, I am notoriously bad at leaving things lie, Chris.
Are you?
Oh man, I'm sitting there with whatever cup I have at work or a pen in my book, I'm fucking scribbling it for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
So if I have a bottle of water sitting there that's full, I'm going to just hold it in my hand. I'm going to open the cap, take a drink, close the cap, wait for about 16 seconds, and I'll open the cap, take another drink, and close it again.
Wow.
That's what I do.
What's that about?
I don't know. Is that just like a common thing?
Just a thing, yeah.
It's like whenever I'm like a chair, when something's put in front of me, I'll pick it up.
Okay.
And now I've got this pen in my hand, and I haven't had this pen out of my hand since we started.
I know. I like that though, because you're making notes.
No, I'm not. I haven't written the fucking thing. The pen's in my hand because I am fucking I can't leave things alone.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how I work.
Okay.
I'll drain that bottle of water, and then it'll be until I need to go to the toilet that I'll fill it on my way back. and then I'll get the 2 of them in, which basically means that I don't go to the toilet for the first fucking 4 hours of the day, but then I go about 9 times in the next 3.
Good.
Because my bladder has been saturated with water.
I like that though, when you're peeing a lot more and you feel better for it. You're like, I have to go pee again. But then when you do, you're like, this is okay because I'm peeing just completely clear liquid. It's just water.
It's also good for getting you, if you have a desk job, getting you up on your feet every couple of minutes.
True.
Every 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you got to go pee.
You got to pee every 16 seconds. You got to go pee.
Yeah, I got a problem.
We get nothing done at the office. Okay, so first one of mine, it still hasn't happened, but I will. I gotta quit swearing or cut down on the amount of
On the
swearing.
old cussing?
Oh, I cuss.
On the old flopping and hurting and
way too much. Dude. It's
Dorting
so
and
bad. It's just found its way into my vocabulary, and I use it every day. And it's like just simple things, but I'll just throw a swear word in.
yeah.
And I'm like, why? That doesn't need to be there.
That's class. Doesn't sound nearly as good as that's fucking class.
Exactly. Yeah,
why?
you get me. Yeah. And I made that last year as well, and I tried, and I think it caused more harm to my health than
You're internalizing all this.
exactly.
rage.
There's so much like, oh god, you know. And
You could do like in Father's Head. You fucking idiot.
yeah, I know. I think that
You
takes more to
substitute
me to
some
try to
words.
substitute, to try to think of words.
Oh,
I nearly had one full clean day
you sound like an addict.
last week, and then I lost it. I lost my shit real bad.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. So
That's hard. That is hard to do.
nah, it's one of mine, but I have to do it. It takes 21 days to develop a habit.
There you go. But see, that's hard now because I understand you form a habit by doing repetitively, right? But what you're doing, your habit, you have to stop doing repetitively, which I think is way harder.
Yeah.
You know,
I know right now.
it's not like
It's like Lent.
yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, something similar I've been trying to do is to stop saying or whenever I'm speaking.
Same.
Just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'll just pause.
I notice that a lot when I listen back to our podcast. I say it a hell of a lot.
Obviously, yeah. Whenever you're reading something, it's just like you're like, get my next line. And there we go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nightmare. It's like whenever I'm like ordering food or if I'm talking to someone about something, I have to stop to think. I'll just be like that.
But it's better to pause to think than use words like or or stuff.
Like is impossible. Doesn't matter how hard we try.
We can't.
I think it's conditioned into us.
You think so?
Like. I can't not say it.
I don't really have an issue with that one. It's the whole thing. I would do that quite a bit.
Yes,
But yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
That's another one. Yeah. No. You know the whole no. Yeah. It's like I'm just
It's like
saying a word for no reason.
No, just pause. Yeah. It's okay to be silent. We're so uncomfortable with silence. It's unbelievable.
Just for extended periods of time. It's like, so you coming out tonight? Yeah.
I would prefer to have a conversation with someone who pauses to think about their answer.
There are theories out there, I think, that it's part of like, there you go, like.
I said as well. Okay.
It's you kind of have to do them to show that you're like it's a two-way conversation.
Yeah, and you're not just pausing.
Yeah.
And being rude.
It's not like speak. It's like I am continuing my thought.
Okay.
It's not. I am not anticipating you to speak.
It's so difficult.
So you're like,
We'll try it on like the next podcast.
Yeah, we'll try from right now.
From right now, we'll try
we
not to use like or
We're
as
just
much.
speaking normally into a microphone.
It's causing me to think though.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. And then you can't think
I think
about
I'm gonna have a migraine.
What you're trying to do. You're only thinking about not doing that thing.
This podcast is bad for my health.
But there you go.
Right, give me another one of yours.
Similar to last year's resolution to read one book a month. I'm up on that to 20 books for the year.
Oh, nice.
So it's not a big jump, but it's just kind of a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. That's
a bit more of a challenge.
It's also on my list as well. So was to read. I went 12 again just because I know if I smash it, it'll be like, oh yeah, and if I don't, it'll be like, I just went for 12.
I have a little story to tell about
Please do.
Last year's resolution. I failed last year's resolution by about 35 pages.
What?
If you can believe it. I was reading Burned by Pat McBride.
Okay.
It's about the RHI scandal in Northern Ireland. Mm-hmm. I got nearly halfway through that book. And then I started to watch The Witcher. And halfway through watching The Witcher, I was like, I got to read those short stories again. Because I read the first book and I got about halfway through the second book. And I left it there. I think what I did was I was reading the second book and then I stopped to start listening to the audiobook version because apparently it's quite good.
Oh.
But that never got anywhere because I don't think I'm very good with audiobooks.
Why?
Don't know.
Is it you don't like the pace?
I stopped paying attention. I treat it like a podcast where I can tune in and out. I really can't with a book. I hate that when I've missed a bit of information. So I find myself going back and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just read it. So I decided I'm going to reread that second book. And I did. I was flying through it. I was like, no problem at all. I'll probably get this book and the other one read before.
This is the second Witcher book.
Yeah. I says, I'll probably get both of these done before New Year's. And then I forgot about life getting in the way. I forgot about, we have to go to dinner tonight. We have to go do this. I was watching The Witcher with Laura, and then I was going to fucking meals with the family and doing shit over Christmas and stuff. And then I realised it was fucking New Year's Eve and I had to finish my book.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're going down. I had to go back down to Down East. We had fireworks and stuff. And I was like, I can either sit here for the next hour and just force these things out.
Yeah.
Or I can relax and enjoy my New Year's Eve. And I went with that.
Yeah. You could have escaped for like a strategic dump.
Yeah, but
tried to hammer through 30 pages.
I would have been sitting up there trying to.
It
wasn't even. It probably was more than 30 pages.
Yeah, it was still in your mind.
Like I knew I was close, and I knew I could have finished it, but I was like, I'm just going to enjoy myself instead.
Exactly. You're just right. It has to be enjoyable too. Yeah. That's the same with any of these resolutions that we make. If they're not enjoyable or they're detrimental in some way to your health, you shouldn't be doing them.
And technically, I read 2 half books. So yes. And also, I read a couple of graphic novels in that period, which I didn't count.
If you listened to an audiobook this year, would you count that as reading a book? No.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Like, you know, it's not.
Have you signed up to Audible?
No.
Where do you listen to your audiobooks?
I just bought that one audiobook.
Oh, okay. Okay. I might try an audiobook this year.
You should. Might work. Might work for you. I just couldn't get into it personally.
Harry Potter might be one for me. Because I don't think I have the will to sit and read Harry Potter. But Stephen Fry reading Harry Potter
I could listen to a lot of Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
His book, he did books about the Greek mythos.
It's in my sister's room and it's on my next to read list as well. Yeah. But after I finished Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology, I was so into any kind of mythology that I was going to go.
Oh, what happened, Chris?
My heart sank so bad. The top of the chair just like clicked into place and I thought I was gone. I thought I was gone.
That was the end.
Hello, darkness. Pull the whole top down. Candle on top of me, wax all over my face.
Looks like blood spilt everywhere, the red candle.
Okay, I might give an audiobook a try. It could really help when I'm running and stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like to listen to podcasts though.
It definitely counts as reading a book. If you're taking in that knowledge in the same way or you're taking in that information, absolutely counts. There you go. Everyone else who's trying to read more this year.
I got lots of books for Christmas as well, so I'm going to really take into them.
Excellent. I got a Kindle for Christmas.
Nice.
So that's where I've jumped over to now.
Oh, very nice.
Just for the absolute handiness of it.
That's really handy. All books that you ever need on one. That's brilliant. Insane, another book I want to read this year is The Revenant.
Ah, yes.
Just want to read it. I don't know why.
I think the book would probably be better than the film. Even though the film's quite good.
Yeah. And there's another what do you call him? Cormac McCarthy book I want to read. He did No Country for Old Men, and there's another one of his that apparently
The Road. Is it?
Would it be The Road?
He did The Road. Yeah.
Okay, then it could very well be The Road. Then. Yeah, okay.
Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen that film?
Nope. Have it on DVD. Meant to watch it years ago.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put that on my films to watch. Thingy.
Well, that was one of mine as well. So why don't you go on? Give me another one of yours if you have another one. Are these your to watch films? That's a great idea.
I got my list of films I got to watch this year.
Yeah, that's great.
Or just to watch, not this year, just to watch.
Just to watch in general.
All right, this one's hard. This one has been hard, and I failed a couple times already, but I'm trying to keep at it. Did it this morning pretty good.
Okay.
That gives it away. Get out of bed each morning without hitting snooze.
Oh, okay.
So just get out. When your alarm goes off, you get up.
Okay.
You don't lie, you don't go on your phone, you just get up, you get out of bed, then you can go and lie on your phone.
Okay.
On the couch instead of bed.
But get out of the pit.
Get out of bed, yeah.
Okay. Is this difficult for you?
Very difficult, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, every morning I either snooze once or twice, and then when I do awake, I'll pull over my phone and just start browsing in bed.
Wow.
To waken myself up.
To waken yourself up, the blue light and the whole, okay.
Yeah, but now I'm just like, fuck that. You know, I don't want to sit in bed for 20 minutes every morning when if I could get really good at getting out of bed.
You could get out of bed, get a cup of tea, sit down, then browse.
You could even just get out of bed 20 minutes later every morning. You get 20 minutes more sleep.
That's very true.
Rather than snoozing for 20 minutes and getting really crappy quality sleep.
Yeah.
You can if you can do this every morning, and you can just get up and be up and not have to factor in the 15 minutes you spend in bed trying to get up, then you can cut down the amount of time it takes you to get ready.
I have to admit, that's not something I've ever struggled with, actually. I never snooze. I always just turn the alarm off and I get up.
No,
but
I was.
But I've heard of how it can be extremely difficult. People setting like 5, 6, 7 alarms. I'm like, wow.
I never did that. I was never that bad.
Okay.
But I always knew I have at least 3 snoozes in me.
Wow. Are these like 9-minute snoozes? Like that stupid?
No,
Remember
like
this?
5 minutes.
Who was that used to do that? That's Sony Ericsson or someone used to do that? The 9 minutes.
You can set your custom snooze limit or whatever.
It's like, why? Why is it 9 minutes, you know?
My alarm actually says, like, there's the snooze button, which is +5, and then there's below it, there's like 2, 5, 10, 15. Like, how long do you want? Which I should probably get rid of.
Another hour.
Yeah, give me another hour.
What time does your alarm go in the morning?
10 to 8.
Okay.
And then I normally get out of bed around 10 past 8.
Okay.
And then get ready for the day.
Okay, I get that.
So if I could get up every day at 8,
Yeah.
get 10 minutes extra sleep and
I've
a bit of time.
because of my training for this year that I'll touch on a little bit as well. I've had to start getting some of my runs in the morning before I go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done quite a few 4 a.m. starts. At the start, it wasn't pretty, but like you say, once you get out of bed,
Yeah.
that's it. And it could literally, once you go outside, it could be any time of the day. It doesn't matter because it's dark. You know what I mean?
Fair,
it could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7 at that
Just
point.
have like a little headlamp or
It
something?
doesn't-
Or
yeah,
what do
just
you
one of
run
those running like headlamps, and it doesn't matter what time it is.
Yeah.
Walking through the forest is a pretty scary experience. So
I can imagine, yeah. I wouldn't be too keen with that.
But see, after you finish, it's fantastic. It's like, okay, well, I've got this done. It's only 5 a.m.
so many hours.
Yeah,
of the day.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I used to always like, in my mind, I was like, I want to start getting up earlier and be one of those morning people.
Mhm.
But funny, reading that book there.
Yeah.
Walker,
It's completely changed my perception of that as well.
I'm just kind of, I shouldn't fight against what
You're the
my body
natural, or
wants to do.
let yourself waken out of sleep. Yeah, if I have like a late shift in work or a day off, I ain't getting up at that time.
Yeah.
I just let myself waken, and then that's it.
That's it, like, you know.
But,
you can still maximize the amount of time that you are awake. You just wake up at
Absolutely.
8.
Yeah,
Just make
There
sure
you
you
go.
wake up.
yeah.
You know, getting out of bed.
That's a good one, D. That's a very good one.
Thank you, Chris.
So one of mine is a visit one. So there's 3 places I want to visit this year
Nice.
in the world that I've set my sights on. So one of them is back to the USA, which I know I'm going to do in August. I'm going to the USA in August. The other 2 are Rome and Berlin.
Oh, nice.
The 2 places in Europe
Colosseum.
I really want to visit. Yeah, I don't know why. They've appealed to me for a long time when they're on the hit list.
Fair
You
enough.
can do Rome and Berlin. I'm pretty sure 2 long weekends will take you to Rome and Berlin. Do you know what I mean?
City
breaks. Like, yeah.
That's a brilliant way to do it, I think.
Yeah, and I'll do those at some point during the year. Now, everybody always says that they want to I want to travel more.
Yeah.
But I think if you just set like that, like just 2 kind of...
Just had 3 places.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's
Ship
one
them
of,
off.
one of the common
Done.
pitfalls that I think we talked about it last year as well, is that people say, I want to read more and I want to eat better and I want to exercise more. And it's like, none of those are a goal that you can measure.
No.
Like, you can't say...
It has to be attainable. Like you
Yeah,
have
you
to
can't
be
go
able...
like, that's less and that's more. Now
No.
I've hit more. It has
No.
to be like 3... I want to read 20 books.
Yeah, don't say I want to eat better. Or just like I want to eat like 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
I want to eat 5 meals a day. I want to cut down on eating 3 meals a day. You know that kind of
I only want to have meat at one meal.
Exactly.
Or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Red meat.
Yeah. It has to be achievable. So I think if I mark out the 3 places I want to visit, I can do that.
That's definitive. You can take each one of those off after you visit them.
Exactly.
That's-
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
hitting your goals,
Yeah.
boy.
So that's one of mine. 3 places to
Hitting
visit.
your goals.
My goals. Yeah.
Son?
Yeah.
Um,
Give me one of yours.
Here's one of the things that we just talked about you shouldn't do. I've got a nice generic one here for you. I just read this on Reddit a couple of days ago, and I was like, it's a really nice concept to sort of keep in mind. It was this guy's talking about never having a 0 day.
A 0 day.
A 0 day, as in a day where you achieve or do nothing. And like, that's a very personal thing, because you could consider a 0 day. You could wake up in the morning, go down and make yourself breakfast, read a book, lie about, watch TV, and then go to bed that night and go, I didn't do fuck all the day. But another person would see, like, you managed to get out of bed and make breakfast and started to read. Like, I could never do that.
Wow.
So it's like,
So
just
then-
make it so that you're not going to just literally do nothing in your concept of nothing.
So it's an individualistic thing.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So like, what would your 0 day be?
My 0 day would be, I wake up, I watch TV, I watch YouTube, I play a game,
Mm-hmm.
and I order food later, and then that's all I do for that
That's
day.
it.
That's a 0. I didn't do anything that
Okay.
day. If I got up and made breakfast, or if I want to walk the dog,
Yeah,
that's
would
a
be doing
non-zero
something.
day. I went and did something.
Okay, then I was going to say I had it close to a 0 day during the week there, but I had to drive in the town first of all, so I
Yeah.
guess that's not a 0 day.
No, that's it. It's not about like achieving something. It's just about you sort of having that self
Exactly.
achievement. That I did something today.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't waste today,
But at the
despite appearances.
at the end of that day though, I was kind of just like, wow, I did nothing today,
I know.
and it was great.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
You know?
But a lot of people who are like yourself who go running and do training and stuff, a day off is what it should be, is a day off.
A day
But other
off.
people, like a day doing nothing is like a failure, and it's
Yeah.
if you're very inward, you can look at yourself as like, I fucked up today, I messed up. Whereas if you can just do one thing, even if it even just get up and take a shower, like
Right enough. Yeah.
just one thing a day.
That's kind of
Doesn't
deep
matter
one. That like.
I was reading that it was a guy who was suffering from sort of mild to major depression, and
So
someone
even getting out of bed was a major
you can
thing.
get out of bed and take
Jesus.
a shower, like that's a win for you for that day. And I was like,
That's awesome. Like,
that's a beautiful, what is it, outlook
Yeah.
to have. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to have any
absolutely.
0 days this year.
No
So that
0
means-
days.
That means Saturdays, Sundays, you're going to do something.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I walked the dog.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it. And the rest of the day, I played The Witcher and I watched TV. And I
But you
cooked.
still walk the dog, and you cooked them,
Yeah,
is right?
you know,
You said, you
we
told
did
me you
something
cooked,
that
yeah.
day. Today, I drove down, we're doing this podcast, so it's a non-0 day already.
Yeah, I already feel like we've had quite a productive day. We went to breakfast. We didn't even mention it. We'll mention that after. We went to breakfast this morning, then we're doing a podcast, then you're going to drive back to Belfast and
Exactly.
do whatever.
You think, you look at someone outside might say, well, you didn't do anything. You sat and you talked in front of a fucking microphone for 2 hours or
This
whatever.
is a lot of effort, guys.
This is some serious work. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
for us, at least, this is a productive day. You know what I mean?
It's a very productive day.
So, guys, 0 days. That's 2020.
2020, nice. Okay, then my big one this year is a training one, and it's to run a 100-mile race. Yeah, that's my big one this year. So
Some fierce. But
next Sunday, I find out whether I'm in the race in America.
this is remind me the name of it?
The Leadville. Leadville 100. Next Saturday night will be the draw, so I'll find out by Sunday whether or not I'm in that race. And if so, then I'll be getting ready for August 19th in America. And if not, I've made it my goal that I'm going to run 100 miles here at home for a charity. I'm going to try to raise as much money as I can. I'm going to run the 100 miles. Takes me exactly, do you get this? It takes me from here to Cloughlass Beach in Donegal, where we holiday every year.
No way.
That's 103 miles exactly.
Brilliant.
So that's going to be my goal, to run that then. And then, like I said, I'm going to go to America in August. That's over. If I'm not in the race, I'm still going to go over and witness the race and just be a part of it and things like that. But there's a very outside chance I could get into that race.
You
And
never know. It's completely random, is it?
it's just a lotto. It's completely unbiased lotto. So if you're not in
Are there
it,
any
you can't-
requirements for that? Like,
No.
I could apply for that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Good job I didn't.
Yeah,
I'd be letting some serious runners down. I think.
yeah, you could apply. Yeah, I mean,
Very good.
yeah, if you want to, I think it's like $500 to enter it.
Oh, is it?
Not to enter the lotto, but you have to.
You have to pay if you get it.
Exactly. You literally pay like within the hour of you being
So
confirmed.
you have 500. They're waiting to take 500 off of you if you get it.
Yep. Yeah, which is by all means take.
Sure.
I want that part of that race.
I
At
wanna
some
be
point I'll race that race, but if not, 100 miles I've set myself the goal. Now I've got two like
That's like 4 marathons.
yeah,
nearly.
I've got 2 training runs this year. My first one is in April in Connemara. I'm doing the ultra there, which is 40 miles. And then in June I'm going back to Portumna. I'm not sure if Portumna is Galway or Athlone, but it's 60 miles.
Let's go away, yeah.
And that'll be 60 miles in June, and then that'll be me then until August. And then we're going to try
So
for
obviously you can't have too many practice runs at 100 miles. Or
Oh
you'll
no,
be-
you
you'll just be
no,
completely
yeah,
destroyed.
exactly, yeah. So 60 miles is as far as I'm going to push, and then that'll be it. Then I'll just try for the 100 and see what happens.
Keep her
It's
lit.
a very strong chance I'd feel, but you have to try these things and see how it's going to
Fair
go.
play.
So it's good. It's a big year. I'm really looking forward. It's so much so I'm due to step down and work. I'm taking a step back from management and work now at the end of this quarter. So come March time, I'm no longer going to be
You
a
just
senior
have
in the store.
More time to train.
More time at home, more time to train, more time to just figure out what it is I want to do outside of that job, because I don't want to be there for
You get sucked in, yeah.
exactly.
That's all you
yeah,
see is that job.
exactly. So making a lot of changes so far at the start of this year.
You go.
Already feeling quite
New
positive.
decade, Chris.
New decade.
It's coming in
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah. So
Similar to that personal project of mine that I wanted to achieve is last year I said that I was going to do this game development course.
oh
I was like, I want to do this and learn the basics of that, because that's what I do for my day job. Is that I'm sitting in front of a computer developing, writing code. So
Yeah.
I have a fairly
That's
good
what you do.
understanding of that.
Okay. I don't know what your job role is. You just all I know is you work in an office.
I'm a transponster.
A lot of people have
Move
asked me,
numbers around.
what does D actually do? People who listen to the podcast, like, what is his job? I'm like, he goes to an office. I'm like, that's all I know.
I'm a software developer.
There you go.
That's all-
There you
that's all
go.
you need
He's a
to know.
software developer.
Develop the software, not the hardware.
Just the
Just the
software.
software.
Always soft.
It's software. But yeah, I want to develop some software.
Okay.
That software should be a game.
Okay.
And last year I wanted to learn just the basics, the fundamentals of game design,
Mm-hmm.
how to use the various applications that are out there that enable you to do this.
Yeah.
And I kind of, at the start of the year, had a bit of an interest in it. It lost me along the way, and I recently just looked at it again, and I was like, this is not difficult. Like, compared to what I do for my job, this is not difficult. The difficulty is actually sitting down, putting the hours in,
Yeah.
coming up with the idea, coming up with what you want it to be, getting an understanding of what makes a game fun.
So, whereabouts do you do this course?
It's one of them Udemy courses, like
Like an open kind of university
it's
kind
a
of thing?
video. It's
Oh,
like,
right,
you know,
okay.
You follow along,
Okay.
whatever.
Is
It's
there like
basically a glorified tutorial.
And is there a qualification then?
No,
Yeah,
God,
no.
God.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is just
okay.
so you can become familiar with Unity, which is one of
the,
those.
the programs.
it's, a,
used?
it's a game engine essentially.
Okay.
You can develop
And have you put any thought into what you want to create?
it.
or-
No, see, this is it. I know the fundamentals of what you need to do here are, create lots of little things.
Mhm.
Like, you can't go, I'm going to make an RPG the size of The Witcher 3 and it's going to be based on fucking whatever.
Yeah.
You got to go, I want to make a little game where you can swing a sword and fight people.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you need to start. And then when you get that down, I know I can make a pretty good version of that. And now you want to make a game where you fucking go through a dungeon, through a maze.
Yeah.
You got to combine all these things, find out how they all work, and then you can start looking at, let's make a game which is a bit bigger in scope.
Wow.
So that's my plan for this year, is develop one small game,
Yeah.
which is an original idea. So I'm not following a tutorial. I'm not following what like a set thing on this course is. I'm going to just go, I want to make a game where you can do this, keep it modest in scope, and just do it myself based on what I've learnt by developing all these other little things.
That's brilliant. That's really cool.
I'd love to be able to do that.
So how much time do you think that's gonna?
I, honest to God, couldn't tell you, because some of these things you can do really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these games you'd be shocked, but like I'd say a couple 100 hours. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like
Split over the year, of course.
split over the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
I'd be lucky to do maybe 5 or 6 hours of this course. Probably not even in a week.
In a week.
You'd be lucky.
Okay. That's a lot though. When 52 weeks is a.
Oh, but
That's a lot of
that's the course. So that's learning. I got put 150 hours into
into the actual development.
making this.
But it's like anything though. Like when you have an interest in it and the passion, in it, like you're not. That's
Exactly.
not even time that you're gonna feel like. That's like time invested as
Yeah,
such.
it's not
you know
time
what I mean?
work.
No, yeah, it's time.
It's time.
Yeah,
I could be playing a game rather than making one. But that's my
that's a great thing. You
that's
can,
my
like
big
you said,
project for the year.
you could be playing a thing, but instead you're making.
Yeah,
That's class.
that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be fucking awesome, D.
You'd be the first. I'll send it to you to test, Chris.
I'll be the tester. I'll be the
This
game
game is garbage, but I'm gonna say it's okay.
Yeah, I'll give the reviews on podcasts and everything, and we'll start a Kickstarter. Listen, this is how these things. This is how these things happen. You know,
I'll do a game dev blog.
call
post.
it The Witcher 4.
The Witcher 4.
Yeah.
Unrelated.
Completely unrelated. You actually play a witch and a broom.
Yeah, it's like, remember Adrenaline Challenge?
Oh
It's just
yeah,
it, but with witches.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Class.
Yeah, that's it.
Have you got any more?
I got one more.
I have one more as well. Well, mine. It's not so much. I wrote this down, but I don't think I'm gonna have any difficulty with this. Is to stay vegan all year, stay plant based the entire year.
For
So
a bit.
not gonna like wean off and decide I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
If like I say I plan to run 100 miles in August, I'm going plant based at least until August anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so I could go September, October, November.
Scott Jurek.
Yeah.
Power.
I definitely think I could do that.
What do you
That's
call
not
it?
an issue.
That's similar to mine.
Is it?
I wanted to do one vegan day a week.
Brilliant. Okay.
That was my plan.
Fantastic. Have you started yet?
I haven't started. I literally only watched that Game Changers like last night.
What did you think of Game Changers?
I thought it was
Eye-opening
Pretty-
in some aspects, or did you think it was very biased, very like pushy,
yeah. Okay.
very?
So I am coming from his perspective, which is that top athletes should be plant based in order to be the best that they can be.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe.
okay.
I think top athletes should definitely eat the proper
the best food they can get. Yeah.
Right, and that may be plant-based or whatever. But I think his examples, is a weak way of presenting it, because all he did was like, this guy can do this amazing thing. He can break a world record. He only eats plant-based food. And I'm like, but there's loads of people who break records.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not completely sold on that. But the thing that I was more interested in is sort of the health benefits. They were talking about how like animal proteins have things that cause inflammation, stuff like that. So like recovery and all could be affected. And I was just like, I know inflammation causes cancer, so I'm like, the less you have of that, the better. Things like that. That's what I was kind of more interested in. That was more convincing, I think, than the whole, if you eat plant-based diet, you will be a superhuman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
But I believe people who are superhumans eat plant-based diets.
Yeah, the health benefits from it, like you say, like that reduced inflammation, pain, fucking better sleep, better fucking.
But I think
everything.
Those people are genetically superior. Not superior. They have.
I don't know, because I've read, like, some of the guys I've read, like, take that guy there, Rich Roll, for example. He came from a very stress-filled life as a trainee lawyer.
Yeah.
He hit the drink pretty hard. He hit drugs pretty hard, and then literally just did a 180. Went plant-based, and now he's been deemed as one of the fittest men on the earth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. The lifestyle there has helped him, I think. The lifestyle associated with the diet. Yeah. But I think if he was raised in like a fucking, like an athletic family or whatever, and they were all raising him on like, well, a quote unquote normal diet of meat or whatever, I'd say he would have been a pretty good athlete. And just based on what genetically he was granted with. Okay. I think those people, just his examples I thought were really... Yeah, there were exceptions rather than...
Yeah, there's a fantastic... and I know you spoke before and you said that you don't listen to Rogan that much, but he did a podcast with, I forget the name of the guy, but basically they broke down the Game Changers and like pretty much ripped it apart, like piece for piece. And then they got the bald guy, James, whatever you call him, back on, and they all kind of discussed it. 2 amazing podcasts, because they kind of... They're so fucking like middle of the road on the whole thing, you know what I mean? And this guy saying, well, pretty much like, well, no, you can't say this stuff because, not everybody is like a superhuman on plant food, like, plant-based diets, blah, blah, blah.
See, that I got the impression immediately watching that documentary that this was going to be pro
plant-based.
And if you know that going in, then that's probably fine, because you can see what the benefits are, and then you just go, I'll look this up.
Yeah.
But the reason actually I was interested in it, I went in fairly skeptical because boys from work were talking about it, and they were like, oh, it's insane. Like, it's just obviously so much better. And I was like, how is it obviously so much better?
It's not obvious.
I want to know how it's obvious. And it's like, well, just think about it. You get all this energy out of food or out of plants, basically. But animals are just eating those, and then you're eating the animals. Why don't you just eat the thing? And I was like, but how does that make it better? Like, where's what's happening here? Yeah. That's why I watched it, and I was like, it makes sense. Okay. Whenever they had the scientists on explaining stuff, I was like, that makes sense. Thanks for explaining that. But
1 vegan day a week is fantastic. Like, that'd be 52 vegan days a year.
Well, that's it. And it's not just about being 1 day a week. It's about making yourself...
It's just making that choice, making that life.
If you have that 1 day a week, you'll be like, what's really nice is fucking... I don't know. What's a really nice vegan meal?
Well, it's a good detox. Do you know what I mean? It's a good, to break away from the meat and everything, just and dairy and everything, just for that 1 day.
You might get onto meals that you didn't know you liked.
Exactly.
Incorporate them in the rest of the week.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be dead when I'm 65 with a heart attack.
A lot of places are catering for vegan now.
Oh no, it is.
There's
a trend. Like,
I'd say in the next...
There's a KFC vegan burger.
5 to 10 years, man, this is going to be a very normal thing. I really do think so. And I think it's down to the amount of... quote unquote like celebrity like publicity that it's getting, you know what I mean, and these influencers and YouTube and Instagram that are pushing it. I think
it's at the back end of it all. It's science is when you it used to be back in and they talked about this in the Game Changers 50s and 60s and stuff. Science would come out and say smoking is bad for you, but marketing was so much better. I'd say don't worry about it. It's fine. But today it's like with the internet, it's like you can get access to this information so easily, and people on YouTube are talking about it all the time. So it's hard to just ignore it. And I think another big thing I think it's going to crop up in the next couple of years is kind of because for me a far more convincing argument to go vegan or whatever would be the ethical concern.
Is that big for you?
Kind of. I mean, to me, we're basically slaughtering animals.
That's one thing that never... My sister's vegan as well, and she is she's went whole hog. All her makeup, a lot of her clothes now and all are all very vegan, animal and
Friendly.
cruelty free, and
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
And that's something it never appeals. Like it's not that I don't care too much
I know,
about it.
it's,
You know,
not,
that kind of way.
it's not directly
I
affecting.
read a thing though that apparently, and it was these guys that talked about it on the Rogan podcast, that we're actually doing more harm. Vegan culture, vegan lifestyle is doing more harm to animals than killing the actual animal is, because the amount of like rodents and insects and stuff that you're killing by like producing like corn and maize and all the stuff that vegans need to eat that will be living in these like fucking areas are now dying because they have nothing.
Fuck.
If you combine those like maybe like pound for pound weight to like a cow that's being slaughtered, you're killing like way more.
Fuck.
Like way more. So it's like, well, are you being ethical about it, or are you being ethical? Don't get me wrong, like we call that like not factory, like, you know, like chickens and like houses and stuff, like what do you call that? Not organic farming, but like, that's just wrong at the highest levels. You know, cows that are being fed like
just
everything,
stuffed.
stuffed.
Give antibiotics so they get
exactly.
bigger.
Yeah, that's wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, that's the thing for me is like I think everyone. I don't think anyone would mind eating meat if they knew that nothing was being harmed.
Yeah,
like this lab grown meat thing. I'm like, I would happily eat that.
Yeah,
and my conscience would be clear.
Yeah,
you know, if we could do it that way.
Would you consider making the change to like organic produce and like grass fed beef and stuff like that? Like, would that appeal to you much? Like, you know, knowing that like the chicken they're eating, the beef they're eating,
that would make it feel better. Sure. Yeah. At the end of the day, you're still killing them.
You're still killing it, but at least they had a
decent life.
A decent life,
yeah.
You know?
It's like, I'm not mad about the whole ethical thing, by the way. It's not like, you know.
No, yeah.
Because I eat meat.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking massive hypocrite if I was.
I don't, and I for one don't really care.
Yeah, you don't care and you don't eat meat, but it's like, it's just one of those things that's like, I think people could be swayed towards a step because of you can less harm in the world. And I think that's a popular thing.
It's a nice like side effect of the whole thing, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know,
like, it could be better for everybody. But then you could also argue that, as you say, mass producing vegan meals is bad for animals.
It's pretty bad.
So the only way you can really be good to the world is fucking go off, make your own wee farm.
Yeah,
here's your own animals.
Self-sustain, man, is the way to go.
There you go. You're not doing that.
I heard someone say the other day, actually, that was so wrong, that they were going vegan because they wanted to lose a few pounds. And I just thought, here we go.
Yeah.
That angered me a lot though, because I was like, it's not like a health loss fad or anything, you know. This is a lifestyle choice.
See, that's it. It's like
it's a change, you know.
It all gets like just thrown in together. It's like, if you're eating vegan, you're not eating meat. You're not eating meat, you're trying to lose weight. Yeah. People just assume, and that's like the way they go about it.
Don't get me wrong, like you are going to lose weight if you go plant-based or you go vegan. If you previously ate meat, it's
if you just take out the meat and just keep eating other stuff, you're
still going to lose, because like they're calorie dense foods that you're getting rid of. Like meats and dairy alone are so calorie dense. Mm-hmm. So you take that away from your diet. And even if you try substituting it, the substitutes are so calorie like not, you know, calorie free or calorie whatever, that you're gonna lose weight, you know. So I just thought, you know, don't say that you're going vegan to lose a few pounds, and then when it's all done, I'll just go back to eating steak.
Oh yeah.
You know.
What about no.
What?
People who are like vegan, but they do still take the odd steak. Like,
oh yeah. My uncle's one of those people.
Was that right?
Well, he was a vegetarian, but he still enjoyed a steak from time to time. I'm like, okay. To be fair, that's how I got into the whole thing. I said I'm gonna go vegetarian to start. I went vegetarian. Special occasions, we went for a couple of dinners. I had steak. I wasn't gonna give that up. I'm like, no, this is how I'm gonna do things. And then I was like, you know what? I'll try the vegan. And then I was like, okay. And now I'm not going back.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or pescatarians, you know,
the fish eaters.
But apparently, like that's even worse than the whole lot, because the amount, like the factory farm fish are like so like causing so much damage, not only to like obviously the fish and like the people who are consuming them because the shit that's in them, but like to the oceans and to the, you know, the waters and stuff like that. And apparently that's like the worst. Like,
fuck,
you know.
See, we don't really care about the ocean as much. No, we don't see it.
And we should, because it's like what 70, 90, 80, 90% of the planet.
Yeah. It's all underwater. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's mercury and stuff, isn't it? A lot of fish
a lot of mercury. But a lot of those like like salmon and stuff and prawns and stuff that are like produced on like mass scales are so full of like antibiotics and pesticides and stuff that like they just shouldn't have in
I've
them.
never been a big fish eater.
Have you not? No.
No.
I do enjoy
Like battered cod.
Yeah.
Would be the height of it.
Yeah.
That'd be the start and end of it.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that's a good vegan for one day a week is fantastic. That kind of falls into like the kind of next part, which is the everyday resolutions that people try to make.
The common ones.
The common ones.
The big ones.
So
you already mentioned one.
The big lose weight one.
Oh yeah, let's turn vegan if you lose a bit of weight.
Yeah, gotta shift a few pounds. Yeah.
Big one.
Take the C off chips. What you got, love?
Fuck's sakes.
No.
That's Peter Kay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, it's losing weight is not like I think that's such a bad thing to make. Like, and so many that's like the biggest one.
It's because everyone does want to lose weight.
That's fine.
It's the desire is definitely there, but it's
the way people go about it.
If you say I'm going to lose weight this year, it's like, that's fine. How much weight are you going to lose?
Yeah.
If you haven't thought about it, then you're already at a loss, really.
And there's like what people don't understand is there's such a difference in losing weight and losing like good weight, losing fat.
Oh, you see, yeah, that's the thing.
Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't even know about it. It's like,
but like you start losing weight, you can lose weight all you want, but you can still hold a lot of fat, and your weight can be coming off. Like, you know, your muscles can start to atrophy.
Yeah,
you know, muscle. That's why you're losing weight, because you just don't have as much in and on your frame, but you still have the fat. Whereas you need to do, you know, and these are the people who are doing like, I'm just going to cut out all sugars and all carbs for 3 months and I'm really fine. Yeah. It's like, oh, I lost 8 pounds this week. Well, of course you fucking did. You're dying, you know. There's nothing to you anymore. It's so bad, you know. And their face is sunk in and they're like no energy and they're weak and headaches and all.
Because they're not getting the nutrients.
Exactly. And what happens then whenever they rebound or they go on holidays or they make the fucking bikini bod that they want?
Yeah.
First bit of fucking pizza they eat, bang. You know, there's like a fucking stone of water back on them. They get depressed. Next thing they're back in the wagon.
It's most diets you will gain weight.
Yep.
Net.
Yeah.
Because you lose the weight initially and then, as you say, you'll rebound.
You have to rebound.
Up to a higher weight.
Yeah.
I think it's something like 60%. Like, it's a serious amount of people.
You have to understand that it's such a big thing for your body to try to get rid of weight, to try to get rid of like the fat that you want to get rid of, and that's what people want to get rid of, and then we should want to get rid of is fat, body fat, not weight, you know. And
so how do you focus on the fat?
Slowly.
Right.
You know, don't make stupid fucking changes to your diet. Like, I'm only gonna eat one meal a day. Okay, intermittent fasting, that kind of works that kind of way, but it is diet. But people have to understand is don't like the massive restriction in calories will do it straight away. You're not gonna gain anything from that. That's not gonna help. You know, I'm just gonna eat 1 tin of tuna a day, and that's me. Like, no. You have to do it really, really slowly. You have to find like your base. Your
TDE.
Yeah. What's TDE?
I thought it was like your something daily.
Intake, TDI?
I don't know.
RDI? Recommended daily?
It's like how much you burn.
Right. So your metabolism? Yeah,
okay.
TDI?
I remember reading this over.
So literally the easiest way to do it is just get like MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
And it will just, if you're honest with it, it will tell you what calories you should need, or in around what calories you need for whatever you want.
For your height, your weight and all that stuff.
And then it does the work for you while you're walking or while you're moving. It will tell you that you need to eat more. And then at the end of the day, if you're like 1,000 calories over, like you still have 1,000 calories, naturally you're going to lose weight, but you got to eat more. You want to bring that figure down and slowly take the weight off. Don't fucking
see that. That's the problem as well, is that
people don't have patience.
When you said New Year's resolution, I think very, very, very few people are actually targeting the full year. They're talking about January, February, where they want to see results.
Yeah.
If you don't see results, that's disheartening as fuck. Like.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
So it's like that's another thing. You're saying, I want to lose weight, and then after a month, and you've only lost a little bit of weight. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah. Whereas these people who lose like 7-8 pounds in the first couple of weeks, which is to be expected if they've never like dieted hard before, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna keep this up, no problem.
But you can't, because it's not realistic,
and it's not good for your body. You know what I mean? It's not good for your body. Just do it slowly.
That's it. It's lifestyle change, isn't it? It's not a diet.
No, it should be something that you're going to aim to do over like the year as such, you know. Give it a bit of fucking
And you have
time.
to keep doing it when you're done with the year.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. But this is it. If you do it slowly, it makes it easier to keep doing it, because it becomes, like you say, more of a lifestyle
it's
choice.
Habit,
the habit.
21 days of a habit. There you go.
It's crazy. Like it's
So
just
it's
so many people get caught up in that. Like
everyone wants to lose weight, and they all want to do, and everyone joins the gym to do it, and like that's good, like to join the gym and all.
when I hear people and it's like, oh, I'm going off carbs for January, I'm like, oh, you fucking idiot. You absolute idiot. It's like, what is your purpose behind this? It's like, oh, I'm going to lose weight. It's like, no, carbs are not the enemy. They're not the enemy, you know? Yeah, it's so stupid, but you know, people are going to make these mistakes and eventually they'll learn.
You know, it's not just people being stupid either. It's people who have made their livelihood off of Atkins debt and
they're being misled.
The 5-2 and the whatever.
The internet, while for all its fucking wonderful information it can give, also gives the exact same amount of
anyone, like we have
bullshit.
A website. All right, just think about that for a second.
Right enough.
We have a website. Yeah. We can write whatever the fuck we want on that. You want to lose weight this year? Eat more pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
2 pizzas a day, you will lose 14 stone in a week.
Well, that's it. Like, there's scientists that have done trials on themselves where they literally eat pizza to lose weight, and it works.
It's calories.
It's calories in versus calories out.
What was I going to say? But I think it even predates the internet though, because it's like lifestyle books have been out for years about how you should, and there's been magazines. More so women's magazines like Target, Wardrobe, Cosmopolitan. Here's the dad that you should do this somewhere to get the bikini bought, as you said. Like it's been eternally there. Like this is how you should lose weight, and it's like it changes every 5 years how you should do it.
So many people are forced, especially with social media nowadays. Though, it's like feeling that they have to look a certain way and they have to act a certain way, and it's crazy. It's insane.
It's a problem too. Like
you always hear about that, and I always used to bash it off until when I went off social media, I was kind of like, huh. You can kind of, it's like an outsider looking in then. And I see it all the time, like with my sister, my brother and all, and they're like, oh, such and such has this, and they're doing this, and they're doing this. I'm like, why are you comparing yourself to these people? You know what I mean? Like, who cares what they have? You know, Focus
on you.
Yeah, exactly, you know? And it's like, oh, that's a slippery slope, you know, thinking that you have to look a certain way and be a certain way. And, oh, God, especially for younger people, like our generation, maybe even just below us.
Yeah.
It's not a good way to be, like,
that's
you know?
it.
Another big one, and neither of us have to do it or contend with it, is going off smoking. A lot of people like just go. Now that's one that a lot of people will just go cold turkey with, and some people can stick it out.
It's hard to do that though.
From what I hear, yeah, never had to contend with it. I don't know what kicking a habit like that is like.
Kicking, it's a drug addict, like it's an addiction, drug addiction.
Yeah, that's it. I wouldn't want that. A lot of people do dry January.
Yeah, off the drink for January, which I think is.
Are you doing dry January?
Have I done it thus far? How do you think?
Unintentionally, maybe?
Yeah. Unintentionally. Yeah, I literally don't bother with drink anymore.
I haven't. Like, I had a glass of whiskey.
The last drinks I had was on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So technically, no.
Yeah, okay.
Technically, yes, because it spilled over, but no, not in the month of January. But that's not because I've been like, oh no, not tonight, lads. I just don't quite drink anymore.
I know.
Like, I know. Just water for me, thanks.
You're a settled man. that's it. You know, there's a different.
Like, I'll have. If I wanted a challenge like that, I would go off Coke.
Oh,
Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Would that be a big thing for you?
Less so, but yeah, I used to have 2 or 3 cans a day. Like, I still have a bottle of Dr. Pepper every day at my work.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fine with that.
The little things you gotta treat yourself to.
I'm fine with that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's having a negative effect on me. I'll stop, but until that day, that's probably what the smokers are thinking right now. Like, whenever I start coughing, I'll stop smoking. Like,
give me another one, like another pitfall. Give me another one that you can think of straight off the bat. I can think of one.
A pitfall or a common,
not a pitfall, like a common resolution that everybody makes.
Travel the world.
Yeah,
I want to travel the world.
That's exactly.
I don't want to travel. Don't want to travel Europe. Don't want to travel UK. I want to travel the world.
The world. I want to see all of the
entirety.
World. Starting this June. Have you got the funds? No. God, no. But again, this is another thing. And something that I read a lot about last year is that you should just go.
Well, yeah.
There's that, you know, and just kind of fake it till you make it, so to speak.
As you say, you can go to Berlin on a weekend.
Yeah.
You could see it, you know.
Yeah.
Most people are talking about when they want to travel the world, they'd like to go and see all these different things, but really, like, I mean, that's a lot of work.
There's a lot around the world
to go, like, all those different places. Like, I'd say if you wanted to, quote unquote, travel more, pick 5 destinations, 3 destinations. Just be like, I'm definitely going there.
Same way we did with the books last year, you know, saying I want to read 12 books. Why don't you just pick 12 places that you want to go to in the year and try that?
Go once a month. Yeah. Like, that's insane.
And
like,
a lot of them can be in your own country. Like, there are places in this country. I don't know what Cork looks like. I don't know what Kerry looks like.
The Ring of Kerry.
You know, apparently it's beautiful down there.
Yeah. Go there in the summer.
You know, I have no idea what a lot of these places look like. You know, England, Wales, Scotland, no idea, no clue whatsoever. I've been to Liverpool
just
once.
over the water.
That's it. You know, exactly. Like you know, but no, these people. I want to travel the world. I'm going to start straight in fucking Uzbekistan and go from there. It's like why? You know, why? That's a big one, dude.
It's an expensive one though as well. If you're going to do it that way, if you're not going to do, as you say, like local around you, like if you're going to go to big destinations, like you literally have, it's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job. You have to find a way to fund that. You have to.
I read a lot
that.
last year about people who just went fuck it, just quit their job and just started. They just went.
You could travel Europe like that.
Yeah.
Get yourself a wee camper van or something. Like
Exactly.
That and just take off.
Yeah. Or
You
go
can
hostel
do
to
it.
hostel, or go. What do you call that? Like couch
Couch
surfing,
Yeah.
and you know it's a lot more dangerous. Don't get me wrong, but I mean the stories that you're gonna have.
Yeah, you'll get what you want if you want to travel the world, as they say. But I think most people who say that, they just want to travel more, as in I want to have more holidays.
Yeah.
I want to treat myself more.
Yeah.
Go to more, see more of the world, and experience more of the world. And to do that, it's gonna cost a fucking bomb. And that's
It's the harsh reality of it.
the harsh reality. If that's your resolution, then you should start in January by saving like fuck.
That's a really good resolution to have, though, is to save more money.
Mm.
Money's not everything, but it certainly helps.
Yeah,
It helps with
in
everything.
this world it does. Yeah,
You know, so you know, start saving 10% of your pay pack, and you'll notice a big
just
difference.
put it away before you even see it.
10% is not a whole pile. You know what I mean? You know, chances are you won't even recognize that.
I would say to anyone as well who's talking about like saving money, like look into like where you're saving it. Don't just put it into a savings account because they're shit. They're really awful.
100%. Yeah, a lot of people last year before it shut down went for that whole. You see the whole ISA thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and now a lot of them have stopped.
Is it the Help to Buy one?
Help to Buy.
You want
That's
to get
stopped,
on
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a similar one that's called a Lifetime ISA.
Oh.
Which is, I think it's the same. Put $4,000. You can put $4,000 in a year, and they will give you 25% bonus on all the money you put in.
Nice.
When you buy a house, but if you don't buy a house, you don't get that money until you're retiring.
Oh well, it's still though. You know what I mean? Like it's
Still
a nice
there for
packet when you're retiring.
But yeah, like look into that. Like ISA, especially like stocks and shares ISAs, you can like make.
That's something I
Quite a
forgot.
bit of interest.
That's one of my
Quite a bit of
that's one of my resolutions this year is to get stuck into a little bit of stock.
Investing.
Yeah.
A bit of speculation.
You sparked my interest in it in the podcast last year, talking about Vanguard, the company or something that you went through, and
that's a very simple. That's an ISA, stocks and shares.
I looked at it and I can't make head nor tail of it, but I'm gonna learn it and I'm gonna try to invest something.
If you're a person who made the resolution to save more, look into expanding your horizons there into like investing maybe as well.
Yeah,
because it can be risky. Like obviously.
Oh yeah, 100%. But doesn't it depend where you put your money into and what like kind of if it's bonds or whether it's
bonds are like government, so like that's like the UK government says we're going to pay you back. Okay. So that's fairly safe.
Yeah.
Compared to like putting your money into.
But there's low yield, is that right?
Yeah. So like they're because it's so safe, they're not going to guarantee you a lot of money. Whereas you could go, I'm going to go for fucking this little startup based out in America somewhere, and they're promising we will give you a bunch of money back as soon as we make the money, and you're like,
but if they don't make the money, exactly, you've lost the money. Yeah.
But I mean, there's safer ways of doing it and all this here. Like you do have to research it, like, and you can't really take anybody's word for it except your own gut and what you've learned. But I'd say if you're looking to save money, that's a good way of doing it because you can make money on your savings.
Yeah, exactly. So I have my standard savings account at the minute. This doesn't get me anything back. It's just somewhere I can save money. It comes out of my pay every week. I don't notice it and it goes away. Yeah. Then I have my normal bank account that I tend not to touch unless I absolutely have to. And I have my credit union account that I try to put something into every week. Yeah.
That's good. The credit union's the best because you can't get that money out easily.
Unless you go, and it's such an effort to go.
Exactly, yeah.
And I don't want to go, you know. A lot of the time I'll just get a family member to drop the money in for me, which makes it so easy. Because if I go in, I'm like, and then I'm gonna look for some kind of fucking high interest savings account
somewhere to have your money make you money.
Why
because that's the other thing. A lot of places, like, maybe not anymore, but certainly in the past, you could put your money in a savings account and they'd be losing money because the rate of inflation is higher. Yeah, and it's like your money's doing nothing.
Your money's
losing
I
money.
know, yeah. But keep it all in your mattress.
Under your mat, but it won't make any money there either.
No, but it'll be safe.
It'll be safe as houses,
unless your house goes on fire,
which is another thing to invest in houses. No,
yeah,
but yeah, if you're going to be one of those investor people, you should probably listen to an investment type podcast.
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
but
I recommend Tim Ferriss for that as well. That guy's really good. Look up Tim Ferriss podcast. There you go.
Tim Heal as well.
Tim Heal,
Smarter Investing.
Yeah,
his book.
Oh, is that the book you recommended to me?
I recommended you.
Shit, yeah, I couldn't think of what that was.
Yeah, listen to those people, and maybe your money can make you some money as well. That's saving more. That's another big one.
Have you got any more big ones?
Oh,
that you can think of?
Fuck, I can't even think right now.
So we have travel, we have losing weight, we have the smoking, the drinking, the money.
The Munsies.
I think...
Oh, interesting one that I seen in America, sort of cracked up I've never seen before, is a look after your own mental health.
Big one.
I had never seen it
Big one,
before
dude.
in one of those polls, but it's like one of these New Year's resolutions, just like look after me,
So big
take
now.
stock of yourself.
Yeah.
Things like meditating, journaling.
Journaling's massive. I started journaling last year, and it's
Did you?
fucking awesome.
Do you keep journaling?
Every day.
Kept journaling?
Every day.
I watched your boy Matt Diavella talk about journaling. He was like, I did it, but like I stopped.
It stopped, yeah.
Couldn't get into it or
Yeah.
whatever. I used to have an app called Dailyo. So
Dailyo.
Daylio. And
Dailyo.
basically just your phone vibrates at about 9 or 10, or you set the time each night,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll pop up saying how was your day, and just a little indicator from like red angry face to green happy face.
Yeah.
And that's boom, that's just like a quick indicator of how your day was, and then it'll be like, okay, do you want to tell us why or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's like your mini journal on your phone.
Yeah.
That's a good way if you don't have time to actually like sit down and write it out.
Another good one like that was
Sorry.
Tim Ferriss talked about. There's an actual book, an actual diary you can get called like the 5-minute log or something. It literally takes 5 minutes. It asks 3 questions and you do it every day.
Yeah.
You can either do it, you can choose to do it once a day, or you can do it twice a day, and it's like I don't know, it's like how you feeling right now. Give me something that you want to achieve soon, and one other question, and that's it. And you just by putting your thoughts on the paper, it just changes everything. You know what I mean? It becomes real. It becomes gets it out of your head, clears your head. I'm not gonna answer that. It's my brother.
Yeah, the podcast.
But yeah, that's journaling is a massive thing. So every morning when I'm sitting down to breakfast, I'll just take 5 minutes and just do like thought diary onto the page.
Journal it out.
Yeah.
Journal it all out.
Some of the most random shit. Like it could
That's it,
be
like,
from like a thought to this podcast to like how I'm gonna save money.
Uh-huh,
You know what I mean? Something,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
pops into my head. It's really good. Yeah.
Keeps you kind of focused as well. Then
Okay, you gotta stop ringing.
we're doing a podcast, guy.
1 second. I'm just gonna reply to him quickly in text here. What about pitfalls?
We kind of discussed a few of them already, haven't we? It's like most people when they come up. Not most people. I don't want to generalize everybody, but a lot of New Year's resolutions are things like I want to travel more.
Yeah.
Not I want to travel to these. I want to travel to 5 places I've never been before. That's a pretty good one because you've already said 5 places.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you can measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can keep track of. Better would be to say put out a list of the 5 places you want to go, and then start planning for each one. You know, I'll go here in July. I'll go here in December. Kind of plan stuff like that. You know, if you make it measured, something you can measure, and something that you can actually like
Achieve.
no, you can start like today. Like,
Oh,
you can,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I can
yeah.
plan for this today. Whereas if it's something like I want to travel more, you can't go like, I'm gonna. If you don't have anywhere that you want to go to, you can't start planning for it.
Yeah.
So you'll have that run around in your
Mhm.
head until July, and then
Yeah,
you go,
yeah.
oh fuck, where do I want to go?
Yeah.
And at that point, you've lost 6 months of the year, and
That's very
maybe
true.
you're not going to travel more after all.
Yeah.
Similar with losing weight is a big one. Like, I want to lose weight. No, you put down. I want to lose.
Give me a number.
I weigh X, and I want to weigh.
I
Y.
want to wait. Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to achieve. And you need to look up first, you know, what's reasonable over the course of a year to
Mhm.
lose from X to Y.
Yeah.
And then you can look up ways of doing that.
Yeah.
And find a method, something that, as you say, you can stick to, you can do it incrementally, and you can measure it every week.
Yeah.
Go, I have lost this amount, or
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
eaten this amount.
Yeah.
My what's it called? My Fitness Pal?
Yep. My fitness pal.
You
is
can measure that
very good
every
way to
day.
go. Yep.
And then again, as you said, if you're talking about like improve your mental health and all, journaling. Every day you can write that down. You can
Yep.
keep track of that.
Yep.
And
Meditating is something I've tried and dabbled in. It's just very hard to get into.
meditating is like you just you can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Just-
Well,
you
they
just
say
breathe.
that's the best thing to do is just to watch the thoughts come into your head, recognize them, and then say goodbye to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
You
if you go in thinking I can't think of anything, that's when you're going to start overthinking. So just literally sit, recognize the thought, see the thought, say hello to it, and then say goodbye to it, and the next thought will appear, and just do that for 10 minutes. And
I think the point of that then is that whenever it happens throughout the day, then you can go like, I'm not.
You recognize
Yeah.
what's happening rather than you become a less of a reactive person and more
Yeah.
of a proactive person.
Rather than just getting angry at something. You're like,
Exactly.
I'm angry at this. I can see myself being angry at this because of
Mhm.
X, Y, Z.
Exactly. So the quote I had in that was, if you can't do 10 minutes, you need 3 hours.
What's that?
So if you can't do 10 minutes of meditation, you need 3 hours. That was a quote I heard from a famous guy who like meditated. I can't remember who that was. But it was like, if you can't give yourself just 10 minutes a day to just sit and recognize your thoughts, you're going to need 3 hours. You know?
got problems. Man.
Yeah, exactly. So
if you manage to wake up every morning without snoozing your alarm, you might have those 10 minutes to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
What was the other big one? Sorry, I never wrote it down.
Smoking, weight loss.
It was money.
Money.
Saving money. Yeah, saving money. I guess is just you have to do the research and come up with a plan.
Yeah.
You set up the direct debit for 10% of your paycheck to come straight out.
I love plans and I love lists.
I
love being a plan.
When you see something in black and white,
it's just so much.
As soon as you can put a little checkbox beside it that you can tick, it becomes real.
Yeah. But I love it. I love lists. Even if like we're doing a podcast or something, I just love having like a list or
put down your list.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. There's whenever you lift up your phone and you start scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, all that shit, like all you're getting is like a bunch of like little dopamine hits as you're kind of like craving for like something is fulfilled. That's what lists are. Yeah. Basically.
That's exactly.
You're just writing down little things that you just I want to do. And then whenever you get to tick one off, that's just like
it's like
your brain is orgasming.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a good way to trick your brain into doing the New Year's resolutions you want to do.
Yeah.
Because then as soon as you start achieving things, it's like boom.
Do you know something I can't recommend enough for everybody is there's a diary that you can buy. Best place to get it at the minute is just on Amazon, and it's called Action Day Planner. It's insanely good. It's like a little day-to-day planner, and it breaks it up into like on the left half of the page it's like things to execute, and the bottom is like my goals for the week, and then it has like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it breaks it up in hour blocks like 8 a.m, 9, 10, right through to like 8 in the evening. And I used it last year, and I bought another one for this year, and it's just see when you can put down like exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it, you will get it done.
Yeah,
fact.
Yeah,
I make a point of looking at it every morning to see what I have to. I'm not a busy person, so I don't have a very busy schedule, but there is certain things I have to do.
You fill in an hour.
Exactly. You know,
the good thing about that is humans tend to fill work to their time.
Yeah.
Rather than the other way around. So if you have an hour to do something, you'll probably get it done in an hour. Whereas if you have a week to get it done, you'll probably take a week.
You'll take a week. Yeah.
You probably you might do it. You might start it that first hour and then finish it at the very end of the week. But it's like if you can just take it off in that hour. Yeah. That's good.
And one of the best things I learned from it and from the guy Tim Ferriss was that if you have any important task to do, get it done before like 11 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. And that's it. Then it's done. Yeah. Don't like spend the day dragging it.
I am way more productive in the morning.
Yeah.
Far more productive.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
The only other thing I wanted to say about this was just a thought there. And I was just like, we're talking about like, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And actually, these are all ways that can probably help. But we're no like, I'm definitely not an expert on it. Like these are just things that I've done for myself at work and for parts of my personal life. See, I'm not nearly as structured as you are with my lists and my planner for my like day. I'll do that for work.
I'm ridiculous. Yeah, I am.
I won't do that for my own personal life, and I don't get up every morning. I don't get up out of bed every morning without hitting the snooze alarm, but I'm trying to. Yeah. The point I think I want to make is that like New Year's resolutions are fucking hard. Like,
they're hard as hell.
They're so easy to make, but they're so hard to fulfill. Yeah. So it's like I guess it gets a lot of people down. Yeah, don't get down over it.
Don't get disheartened on it. That's the fact that you've started is already like a win. Exactly. Because you're doing something that you never would have done or didn't have the intention of doing.
You're trying to better yourself. That's a perfect way to approach things. But if like you have first item on your list for 2020 is to climb Mount Everest and you don't because it's unrealistic and you never were going to
climb Mount Everest by the end of January.
By the end of January, you know. You've set yourself up to fail. So I'd say when you come up with these lists, and if you already come up with yours, maybe look at it again and just be like, all right, let's not burst myself trying to lose 2 stone this year. Yeah. Let's just say I'm going to eat healthy meals 5 days a week. Yeah. Boom. And focus on that. Yeah. Make it easier for yourself. And if you don't eat 5 healthy meals a week, like don't worry.
I couldn't agree with that more. Like you don't set yourself up to fail by like just putting ridiculous pressure on yourself, you know. Just these things become so much easier and so much more fun if you don't put pressure on yourself and just take them on a daily basis and just enjoy what you're like. You are, as you say, like you're trying to better yourself, so that should be fun already.
Fundamentally, these are all things that you want to do. You just haven't convinced yourself to do them yet.
Yeah.
But I'd say like, listen, we're going to tell you in about 11 months,
Yeah.
12 months after. Oh, by the way, we're doing a podcast a week now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're going to
yeah.
be talking about how we didn't achieve those goals.
I'll
We
be sitting
didn't
here in
hit them.
November saying I didn't go to Rome or Berlin this year.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll be saying I stopped drinking water in March.
Just
Just
moved to the soup.
4 books, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't really matter. Even if when you get those first 2 months where you're actually doing those
Yeah,
things, like you
yeah.
might discover something about yourself where you're like, actually, I could do this.
Here's another big
Or I
one
should
as
try
well.
something
Don't
else.
think as well that if you fail, you have to wait until the next New Year's rolls around
Yeah.
before you start again. You can start on a Wednesday, you can start on a Thursday, you can start on a Monday.
You start at
you know.
11 o'clock on a Friday night.
Exactly. The point is just start.
Yeah.
And once you start, then
It's one of the hardest
you'll be
things.
all Gucci.
It's just
All
starting.
good.
That's another thing. It's just like there's something about 2020 as well. It's like it's a new decade.
Yeah.
So like it's the ultimate clean slate. So
Yeah.
I think that's
Tabula rasa.
That's kind of got people tabula rasa.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's kind of got people
Pumped.
even more reinvigorated to the whole idea of New Year's
I know.
resolutions. But
People
like,
people love like that like reinvigorating, like, you know, fresh slates, you know, New
Oh, yeah.
Year.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
people love that.
and like there is like it'll make you more likely to succeed. Like if you set a goal starting the 1st of January, like it will work better than setting a goal
Like 19th of June.
19th. It will.
Yeah.
That's just a psychological benefit that we
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
But like not that you can still start on the 19th of June. Like it's all up to your own like personal motivation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever.
Good.
Don't feel like, as you said, if you find yourself you failed in March, don't
Yeah.
wait until January 2021.
Yeah. No, yeah. Because no one wants to do anything in 21, let's be real. 2020 is the year, guys.
It
You don't
is
get
the
it
year.
done. God help
We're
you.
in the 20s.
Yeah, we're all the 20s,
Guys.
yeah.
Come on.
And remember, if you don't, then you just join the Empty Promise Club. And that's fine. That's fine by us.
We are not against empty promises.
No.
We thrive on them.
We
and
wholeheartedly support it.
We're all about them. Really, we're like the devil over here. We're like saying you should do all these
We're the
brilliant
devil's
things.
advocate. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But we're the Empty Promise Podcast for a reason, because we come up with a lot of things that we want to do and we don't. But hey, at least we have ambitions.
Our goals then for this podcast for the year that we were going to discuss, and you just said one, is to try to get us back to a podcast a week.
Yeah.
Now we've discussed this and
We've already kind of
discussed it in earnest. We've decided how we're going to go about it. Like, we're going to push obviously for the one a week.
Yeah.
But when things ultimately get in the way, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to jump back to it's
Bi-weekly.
100% going to be a bi-weekly. So there will be one at least every 2 weeks. But when and where we can, we will push our hardest for that 1 week. And I think after like the first maybe month or two of doing that, I think we'll be back into the swing of
Yeah,
things.
it
and
is.
doing
It's all about momentum and sort of habit, as
Yeah,
you said.
yeah.
It's like rather than what we did at the end of last year, which is aim for one every 2 weeks. And sort of feel every other week, and it'll be once every third week, and then it'll be back to once every 2 weeks. We're going to aim for once every week.
Yeah.
And in that way, if we do miss one, we fall back, we're still hitting that fortnightly
Yeah.
kind of pattern.
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
be left too
It's
long.
hard. It's just the hardest thing is that beforehand we used to live quite close,
Yeah.
and it was always like, oh, we'll just
Meet
scoot
you
up the road and we'll do it. And now D lives in the other side of the world.
A
to
bitch
me.
of a commute.
So
It is only an hour. Like
it is only an hour. but
Americans are just like going, an hour? Like, that's nothing.
I know, yeah.
But like-
Oh yeah, it's an hour, but it's always as well.
an hour-
You work your job,
Yeah.
which is very set routine. I work my job, which is retail. That is always, and
You could be working Saturday, Sunday, and then we're just screwed.
Saturday, Sunday mornings and nights. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing free there, and so hopefully getting a bit more time after, especially after March, will definitely make a big push. We're looking to get some better equipment for the podcasts.
I think podcast is probably the only thing we're going to be focusing on this year as well. Rather than, we have a YouTube channel there that doesn't really get any more work
no
aside from these podcasts. So
No.
really just expect these podcasts in higher quality and more frequency.
We talked about breaking down like our news segments as well and doing like separate little videos for anyone who just wants to dabble in and see what news we've talked about. We'll probably try that and just see what sticks. We'll throw a couple of things, I'm sure, this year.
Yeah.
See what sticks. But definitely the podcast is the big one because we love it. We love doing it. And we love especially building that community. That's the big one.
Yes.
And knowing that we're being listened to around the world on a weekly basis is
That's why
so cool.
It's such a good feeling whenever somebody comments or gets in contact and says, even you say that's a shit podcast, we're like, thank you so much for
Thank you for getting in contact,
Yeah.
taking time out of your busy day.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
I
like
appreciate it. They say
how
that's
often
good.
do you get in contact with like podcasts you listen to?
I mean, aside from
Aside from the odd,
the comment maybe in YouTube or something,
Mm-hmm.
like nothing ever like, hey guys, you were great.
exactly.
Just like, this was a good podcast.
And I should, You know,
I know.
I should give back more
We're
this year.
hypocrites.
Maybe that'll be a resolution of mine, to give back more from the Empty Promise podcast.
To other podcasts
Yeah, absolutely.
across the globe.
Yeah, because why not? You know. But yeah, I think that's good.
That is good.
You happy with that?
I think that was a terrific conversation. I think we always have a good conversation about New Year's resolutions.
So do I. That seemed like in depth, and we kind of got going. You know, and this is something that we normally talk about off camera, but now we're just going at it.
Yeah.
But no, I get you. Yeah, that was good. That was
That was
definitely
good,
good. And remember that you can find, if you're listening to the audio of this, the video version is available over at youtube.com/emptypromisepodcast. And if you're watching the video, you can take the audio with you anywhere you may be. Just search for us on any podcast hosting service.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Yeah.
Podcast, Podchaser,
Um,
Podbean.
And if you can give us a rating or a like, that'd be fantastic. Even if the 1 star, if you feel that this podcast was a 1-star rating, the rating is all that matters.
Yeah, it
we
is.
want
It's
the
very,
rating,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Lets people know we're a real podcast.
If not, no worries. Just thank you for finding us. Thank you for giving us your time and attention. And you can get in contact with us through any of our social media sites. Just search for the handle Empty Promise Podcast or our email.
emptypromisepodcast@gmail.com.
That guy knows it. Every time I say email, I'm going co-op@gmail.
Co-op
I'm going, there's so many. Like when we first started, we had so many fucking
We still
lines
do,
and tangents. It's
Floating
hard to
about.
know where I'm logging in anymore. You know?
Chris is on some random website updating. That's why our show notes are never up to date.
I know. Well, the show notes are appearing, but they're like on some Chinese site somewhere. That's something I gotta have to do is get our show notes back.
We have notes on our website for every episode. We're hoping to, like, for links to like news articles and stuff that we quote, we're gonna throw those in there and timestamps and stuff. But at the very least, you'll have a link to audio version, the video version, and then a little description about what this podcast is about. Whether you want to see it or not. So that's the website, www.emptypromisepodcast.com.
Okay, I think there's just enough time to jump in quickly as to what we've been getting up to, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Christmas and New Year's. Christmas was very good.
Yeah.
Had a lovely Xmas with the family. Had my girlfriend and my dog down in the house with me.
That's awesome.
So it was a really cozy, happy, great wee Christmas. Didn't have to do much, just lie around because I had great company with me at all times.
Yeah.
Sister was home from Australia with her kids. It was amazing.
Yeah. That's
So much fun.
class. Like just having all the family around the house. Nice big Christmas, good food, presents. That's awesome.
That's all you need. Just lying at home and just the time off of work.
It went way too
recharge your
quick though.
batteries.
It went too quick, but at the same time, I was so ready for it to just start. You know, get that clean kind of slate, if you
Clean
like, and
slate,
let's go. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it flew by, but now we sat down here and said, how long's it been since our last podcast? It's only been 3 weeks, but it feels like much longer. So that time has been very dense with
With activities and
good
things that we've
times.
done. Yeah, absolutely. What did you do for New Year's then?
we went for dinner New Year's to Conquer Wood.
Oh,
Yeah.
How's that?
Dead on.
Do you recommend Conquer Wood?
I think it's fine. Yeah, it's good. The garlic bread, breaded mushrooms and garlic mayo, delicious.
Yeah.
To die for. Absolutely gorgeous.
TDF. Wow. That's a big
And
statement.
then I had turkey and ham because I was on a turkey and ham absolute riot this
a
year.
binge.
Loving life, the old turkey
A
and ham.
T&H binge.
You're on the old abbreviation binge.
I am, because time is of the essence. T-I-O. What am I trying to spell here?
I also got 200 Chupa Chip lollies for Christmas.
What? Are you a Chupa Chump fan?
No, not
Wow.
particularly. I mean, I like lollies.
Where did you get 200 Chupa Chump?
Laura got me them for Christmas. So last year she got me 48 Snickers bars. She got me like the box. You know,
That's right. You told me
Yeah.
that actually.
of
Yeah.
Snickers, and she's keeping the trend going. She got me like what? It's like
A stupid quantity of.
It's like. Do you ever see these in the shop? It's like a spindle
Yeah.
of lollies. She
You
got
got-
me the spindle.
No way.
It's a full spindle. That's class.
Jesus Christ.
I've only had about 3 or 4 lollies off of it so
Yeah.
far. Like
What's your favorite flavor?
I had cherry. It was pretty good.
Cherry's good. I like
They have vanilla, which I never knew about.
strawberries and cream's good.
Yeah. I only seen strawberry. Must be strawberry and
Oh.
cream. Must be the same.
And the cola is always a shout.
cola's an easy one. Yeah, but
Apple's also quite good.
I'll have to get. I actually have that here and there now, so I must bring it up so we can get sampling those on the fly more often.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good to always have lollies in your car, I guess.
In the car, no, in the house, Chris.
Yeah, in the car, just something to.
Just a wee spindle. This one.
This one, yeah.
Also went to the Ambledown restaurant in Glaslough.
Yes, tell me about Ambledon.
It's a cottage, Chris. It's basically a cottage that they've converted into a...
A lot of people went nuts for Ambledon. Started last year and the end of the year before when it was really taking off, and I didn't fall into that category.
It's cozy. Everything's cramped and close together.
Mm-hmm.
There's like little cottage area.
It's quaint.
It is super quaint, rustic. That whole vibe. There was fellas who came around playing like a banjo and a boron drum, just alongside your food. They only seem to do pizza.
Yeah,
pizza and garlic.
Is that it? That's literally it.
That is literally it. There's a couple of sides.
How is the pizza though?
It's fine. It wasn't amazing. Like, I've heard it's really good.
So you'd expect, like, for a place that just offers like one type of food, they'd specialize.
It's the best of that type of food. It's fine. Like, they do have a lot of variety, which is good. Like a lot of different toppings and pre-made pizzas, which are...
Do they do vegan?
I don't know. They do a lovely vegetarian one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was tasty. It was fine.
Okay.
But the atmosphere was what you go for.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
We were outside in a gazebo.
Yeah.
It was
I've
really
seen
cool,
that. Yeah.
And that's really, I think, what the value of it is.
Yeah.
It's also like they've no license, so you bring your own
alcohol.
drink. Yeah. You pay corkage, and then that's
nice.
Sorted, so you can have a wild old time.
Is that how places get around that? If you don't have a license,
Yeah.
you can just say it's a bring your own and pay for corkage. Interesting, D.
There's nothing illegal about bringing a 6-pack of fucking beer.
What did you bring with you? Did you bring anything with you?
Coca-Cola.
Nice.
I was driving.
Nice. Okay.
As I say, I'm not mad on the...
No, I get it. Yeah, of course.
Anymore. Yeah. The Witcher.
Oh, we talked about this a bit having breakfast. We had breakfast this morning.
We had breakfast.
It was good.
Embers in our mouth. It was tasty.
The Witcher. Just
such a good show.
Yeah, head and shoulders above what I was expecting. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, and I think it's down. The casting was just Henry Cavill as Geralt.
He is Geralt.
It's so
he personifies.
It's like he was just made for that role. You know, it's like whenever you see it, and it's like no other actor could play this.
Yeah. I think that's an injustice to him. I think he put a lot of time and effort into nailing that.
Yeah,
you know?
but he enjoys the games and stuff as well. He enjoys the lore. He enjoys. So you can see that, he wanted to bring out the best. And I have heard that, what do you call Bautista?
Dave Bautista?
Yeah, is a big fan of Gears as well. Now, I don't know if that came out whenever, it was just like all...
I'm ready for that.
Like speculation that they're going to do a Gears movie.
In Gears 5. He's a playable character in Gears 5.
So if he was such a fan, I'd like to think that he could do for Marcus what Henry Cavill has done for Geralt. That
is a dream. I think I would love to see
a Gear series on Netflix. Just bring that. Just give me an 8-part series. Just
an 8-parter. And that's it. Make it brilliant. Make it Band of Brothers.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Right. See, there you go.
Oh, literal goosebumps. Literal goosebumps.
The Witcher has done what every other video game, movie, TV series has more or less failed to do.
Tried and
failed.
Made a
good show.
Yeah.
I'm in love with it. I've been playing The Witcher 3 to death. I've been reading the books. I'm obsessed with it right now.
Same. I'm so into the game as well. And it's such a bad time for it to happen.
New Year's resolution.
I don't need to be playing The Witcher 3, but I am. And I'm enjoying it and I don't care.
That's it.
I stretched it out, like I told you, over like 2 weeks and gave myself a lot of time and just enjoyed one episode at a time, just enjoyed it. But I can easily see how you could do what you've been doing. Yeah.
Tore through it a couple of days.
Yeah, most people I know had finished it within like a night or two and I'm like, okay, calm down.
Similarly, we're going to try and tear through The Haunting of Hill House per your and I believe the main man's recommendation.
I can't recommend that show enough.
Yeah. The first episode just gripped me.
It's one of the best recommendations I've ever got. I get quite a few recommendations. People are always coming to me like, Chris, watch this. Chris, watch. I'm like, okay, I'll take them on board. But The Haunting of It stands as probably the best recommendation I've got. Yeah.
Tremendous. Yeah. So the first episode absolutely hooked me. The second one is pretty good as well, and it has me thoroughly invested in the show. So looking forward to digging through that. And beyond that, Christopher, do I have anything else interesting that even happened over this entire 3-week break? Not really.
Right, fair enough.
That's the benefit. That's the beauty of Christmas.
I enjoyed a quiet Christmas here with the fam. It was great. I got a lovely bottle of whiskey from my brother for Christmas.
From your brother?
Yeah, it's called Lefroy, and it's the whiskey that one of the princes in England is known to really cream himself over. Basically, I'm quite the wordsmith.
Cream himself.
I didn't think much of this. I got it recommended to me in work as well, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. It's just delicious. And I really think that for the 100th episode, we have to go all out. We're going to get pizza, and we'll have like a whiskey or two, and we'll just sit down and enjoy questions, maybe, you know, that kind of.
Yeah.
And that'll be the whiskey that we'll sip over. I got some nice stuff, some nice running gear and things like that. I had a good bit of time off work, which was really nice actually, and we just chilled. I didn't go out at all up until this Sunday. What was that, like the, I don't know, on the 29th or something? I went up to Belfast. Was up in Belfast stayed up in Belfast right through New Year's actually. Did a bit in Belfast, did some touristy things in Belfast.
Did you?
So I visited the Titanic Quarter.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Titanic
I recommended that in the previous podcast.
Museum. You know,
I've never actually been.
Oh, have you not?
I just I walk around it every day.
It's a lovely part of Belfast.
Oh, yeah, it's really nice. Like, it's all very modern and stuff.
Yeah, I was kind of like, how is this in Belfast? You know, that kind of way. I was like, okay.
Did you walk around the outline of the ship?
No, wait.
What? Why not?
No, I did not.
Oh my
no.
God, it's the best part. You can stand at the edge and be like, freeze bird.
I didn't actually. No. I walked. I didn't walk. I did the Titanic museum. Is that what you call it?
The big building.
Yeah, there's a ride in it. There's yeah, there's like a full ride about how the ship was built. It's really interesting. Like I didn't care too much for the Titanic going. Like it's the Titanic, you know. The Titanic. But you can kind of see how much it means to the people of Belfast that the ship was built here and things like that. Very cool. I went to the zoo.
It's great.
The zoo, okay.
It's great.
It's died a lot over the years.
It's good.
You know?
You went in winter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you've been to Dublin Zoo as well.
Yeah. It's better.
Dublin Zoo's superior, isn't it? Yeah.
Apparently, Dublin does that like lights thing.
What?
Over Christmas. There's like this light they do like, what's it called?
Oh, fuck me.
What?
Went to the wrong zoo.
Yeah, people do say it's quite good.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I could kind of sense that a lot of the animals were like, it's fucking New Year's and this is what we're doing. I kind of, you know. I did get to see a
while we get our day off.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, the lion was going pretty mad though. He was going pretty buckshit mad. You could hear him from like across like part of the zoo.
The monkeys are always really
the monkeys. Yeah, the gorillas is what I go to the zoo for. The gorillas are fucking yeah. They could do with cleaning up the zoo a bit though, like the glass and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you know, just clean it so I can see a wee bit better.
You know what I'm talking about? Fuck's sake.
But that was nice. I went to the zoo. I did a lot in Belfast. I got recommended a place to go for food and drinks called Margot. You ever been to Margot?
I have not.
Do you know where City Hall is?
I do.
Just to the left of City Hall, but you kind of go down. It's like an underground kind of place.
Oh.
It's a wee, small, quaint place. Lovely, lovely setting. The bartenders are fucking fantastic.
What drinks did you?
So food wise, I had a Thai red curry, tofu curry. Outstanding. Like outstanding.
Tremendous.
Then I went for daiquiri noirs, which was black Kraken rum with bamboo powder and citrus demerara.
Wow. So it was a black daiquiri?
It was black.
Ugh.
It was delicious.
Fair play.
Really, really good, D. I mentioned to you before that I went to the cinema twice.
You did.
Okay.
Right. Excellent.
Okay. So I went to the cinema. I seen Jumanji 2.
Next level?
Yeah.
I heard it's good.
It's it holds up as a solid, like just like one of those films that you can kind of just switch off and be like, okay, this is a good movie. I'm just going to enjoy it. I didn't know the Hound from Game of Thrones was in it.
Yeah, did I?
Okay, there you go. Now
Until
you know.
this moment.
Good movie, D.
Did you go twice in the same day?
No.
Oh, no, okay.
No, I didn't go twice in the same day, but I did go twice. And the second time, I seen Cats.
Cats, which is, you know, really absolutely smashing it in the box office. Critics love it.
I can't.
Of the year.
How do I put this? Like, okay, so put it like this. One of the reviews that my sister sent to me when I told her I was going to see Cats, a literal written review was, the only people that need to see this are pedophiles.
That's not good.
It was
a movie. That's not a good review.
Okay, 2 minutes in, I was kind of going, okay. 5 minutes in, I was going,
it looks wrong, doesn't it?
It looks wrong. It sounds wrong. It acts wrong. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
It's just fucking terrible, dude.
I've heard that.
I don't even know what the story was. Something about cats, and one of them is going to be picked.
I mean,
some angelic cat or something is going to be picked and like sent off. Cat was fucking sent off in like a hot air balloon or a chandelier or some shit. I don't know. Ian McKellen, like such a big cast. Ian McKellen was in it, and they can't pull it out at all. No. but you kind of have to see it to see how bad it is.
I've heard that. I've heard like it's one of those so bad it's not good. It's not so bad it's good, but it's so bad that you nearly have. It's like whenever there's a car accident, and you kind of have to see.
You kind of have
out of morbid curiosity.
That's what it was.
What went wrong?
It was morbid curiosity to see cats, and it disappointed like fuck. But on a kind of good scale though.
Yeah.
You know,
Disappointed so much that you can kind of laugh about it.
Yeah.
At least you have an interesting topic for your podcast about it.
Yeah. I can't. There's nothing else I can say about cats. I could try to sing the angelic cat song. I don't even remember it. I just remember it was fucking terrible. James Corden's in it. He's terrible.
I know. I heard that.
Did you see the Ricky Gervais Golden Globes thing, by the way?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, Ricky Gervais does not give a fuck.
No.
I don't think he ever gave a fuck, but in this particular instance, he really ripped into them.
And everybody who's given off about him, like, you hired him to be controversial.
Oh no, that's
so
the whole people giving off about him. That's all part of it. Like the Golden Globes know exactly what they're doing. They're like, and it's just.
Did you see Amy Poehler and
Tina Fey
are set to host next year?
Next year, yeah.
It's not going to be near as good.
Yeah. Well, no, they're pretty funny.
They're funny, but they're not. I don't think they're controversial enough.
No. But they do eat into people, so I think probably. Ricky Gervais he did a really good job, I think. Called did a lot of shit as well, which you always like to see.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
I seen that. Did you see that? I know he's your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, that was Weinstein, actually. That was Weinstein. He went off on Weinstein as well.
Oh, he did,
yeah. There was a lot of good fucking digs in there.
Took no prisoners by.
But James Corden being a fat pussy and then also being in Cats was like a highlight for me. Called James Corden a fat pussy and then said he's also in Cats.
Yeah.
That was great. In Belfast as well, I went to mini golf.
Which one? The one at City Said. You were so close to me. You should have called up.
Where do you live?
Literally, just up that way. You know where City Side is?
Yeah.
You want to go?
City Side to me is a strange thing.
It is a strange
I've never
place.
been to that, especially I went into.
Did you venture into the CHB?
I did, because I wanted to see it as well. I actually met a guy I did my training with up there as well. He's still working up there, and but it was such a strange place to be because it's like it's just far enough out of the town, but it's still like fuck. That was a good bit out of the town. You know, I don't know what it is about it. It's just strange.
Not even that far out of the town. It's just because there's like a motorway between you and the town.
Maybe that's what it is.
The town. So there's no foot traffic coming from town up to it.
Yeah, okay.
It's a shopping centre in the middle of Belfast.
Yeah.
It's like Rushmere, but they've put it right in the outskirts of Belfast.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit weird.
It's strange. So you live right up that way?
Yeah, like cities. Well, but a 10-minute walk from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'd go.
Yeah,
you just go a bit further north.
I can do that.
You could have dropped up
towards Cave Hill.
Yes, we live on the Cave Hill Road, as they call it.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah,
I fucking knew
had
it.
that in the back. Yeah,
I was like, I know D lives. To me, I was going, does D live on top of Cave Hill? Does he live up there?
That little house at the top. That's us.
But I did the adventure golf. I think it's like adventure golf. It's great. Like,
I haven't even done it, but they have a sister branch in Dundonald.
Oh,
which is
sister location.
Yeah, and we did it. It's pretty good.
It's very good.
I like mini golf. Mini golf's fun.
Mini golf is good. Did it. Got a Five Guys in Belfast as well.
Did you go to?
I went to Victoria Square.
Yeah.
Is there two?
There's one. Yeah, there's one out in Boucher, like retail park or something.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's expanding, Chris. Oh, they're bringing one. They're bringing Tim Hortons is coming to Armagh.
I heard that. Is it Armagh or is it Portadown?
Armagh.
Is it?
It's Armagh.
Holy fudge!
Pretty sure I can't believe it. So why Armagh?
That's insane.
Maybe it is Portadown. I think it's Armagh though. I read Armagh.
Okay.
Unless they were talking about Armagh County and not Armagh.
I read
City.
that there was one due to open. They shut this idea down a couple of years ago as well. Do you know the Meadows shopping centre in Portadown?
Oh, in the town?
In the car park.
Yeah.
They're going to build there and then a drive-through as well. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
There's a Starbucks drive-through open just up the road. Just saying.
Okay.
What else? I got some more food, Dean. I can't remember what food I got.
You had Five Guys. You said fries?
A veggie burger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it good?
I mean, it's just vegetables, but yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. And the fries, yeah. I can polish off those fries like there's no tomorrow.
Okay. The peanut oil
really makes it, indeed. What the hell else did I do? I know I'm missing so fucking much here.
You had an eventful time in
eventful time.
Belfast.
Yeah. As I think about it, it'll come back to me.
What did you stay in? Like
do you know the AC Marriott's down by
near where the opera thing is? No,
across the water, literally across the water from the Odyssey. Do you know where the Odyssey is?
Oh,
You literally look across the water,
yeah.
which was the most frustrating thing because I came out of the cinema. We went to the cinema down there.
You could see your hotel, but it took ages to get there.
Yeah, because you couldn't. There was no bridge.
Yeah, you have to go down to the footbridge.
Yeah, walk past that. You know that blue fish? Didn't you tell me a story? You got your picture taken on that blue fish.
I think everyone's got their picture taken on that big.
Yeah, were you stone drunk when you got your picture
I
taken?
think everyone who's got their picture taken on that.
I fucking knew it.
Most people get their picture taken in front of it, but like we were like sitting on top of it or whatever.
Yeah,
That's not the big fish. That's the salmon of knowledge, Chris.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
The salmon
that
of knowledge.
fucker knows everything. Big blue bastard.
He fucking knows. He's seen some shit, I'd imagine. But yeah, that was the annoying thing. Do you know, here's a fun fact as well I found out, because I used Uber a lot because it just couldn't be bothered driving. That Northern Ireland is the only place that Uber drivers are required to hold a full taxi license as well.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in most places
They just have to have a clean driver license, you know, the car, they do a background check or whatever.
It's a what do you call that?
But it's like a private kind of firm or a private agency, whatever.
It's like Just Eat. It's like if you're a driver for Just Eat or for Deliveroo or whatever, you're just a person.
Just a person. Exactly, yeah. Uber don't own their cars or anything, you know what I mean? But yeah, in Northern Ireland they have to. Yeah. And that's what the drivers were giving off stink about. They were like, it's ridiculous because we can't get enough guys and the other places are killing us.
It's basically just a taxi firm,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't use them. I use the taxi firms.
Do you? Yeah.
Because they have apps as well. They're fairly handy. Like.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And because like you have, I know it sounds so old school, but you have reputation.
Yeah.
You know, you can know there's people who use them.
There's people, you know, yeah. I also, Cinnamon was the other place I had. Cinnamon? Yeah.
Cinnamon, yeah. Where is that?
On the Lisburn Road, I'm going to say.
Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know where that is.
I think it's on Lisburn Road. Maybe it's not. No,
Fuck, you were all over the place.
No, I tell him that. It wasn't Lisburn Road. It was down by Queens.
Yeah, it wouldn't be far from the Lisburn Road.
That probably is the Lisburn Road. I don't really know my roads in Belfast. This is something I learned very quick.
It'd be far off it anyway.
Yeah, I ate down there. It was because I was recommended. That's what it was. It's down Stranmillis.
Oh, right, okay.
I was recommended Number One, a cafe called Number One Stranmillis, and went to it and couldn't wait to try this cafe. And they literally put a handwritten sign up in the door going, we've decided to take some extra time over Christmas. And I was like, okay. So Cinnamon was open just literally up the street. So I went in there, had a delicious breakfast in there. I'll think of more, but I had a good time. Then I came back, got stuck into work, and I've been working ever since.
Boom. Day in, day out.
Yeah, but that's it. Now I'm back training.
On the grind.
We're back in the grind, and we're back good to go. And it's
fair folks.
Yeah. I take my next break now at the end of this month. I'm hoping to get like a long weekend off. I don't know what to do myself.
I have to go back up to Belfast and log on for a bit of work
today.
Oh, aye.
Oh, jeez.
I was on Friday night and I was on Friday at like 5:30. So I am owed about a half day off, which I'm going to take some point during the week.
Fantastic. I forgot to mention as well. It was my sister's 18th 2 days ago.
Woo!
We went to the Portmore, Blackwater town, for a lovely meal. The family went to the Portmore.
Nice.
I had the vegan coconut curry.
Ooh.
It was delicious. It was so creamy and rich. It was like a korma almost. And then I had the flambéed banana dessert, which was delicious. She had Neve had the vegan chocolate fudge cake.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, they cater quite well for vegan, I have to say.
See, that's it.
A lot of places are doing it now, yeah. So we did that, and now today, after this finishes, I'm going to head up to Killigole. That's my granddad's 80th birthday.
Up to the old studio.
I got a lot going on.
Busy guy, Chris.
Busy guy.
You're not having a 0 day today, I tell you that much.
No, I haven't had a 0 day in a fucking long time. You know?
I am looking forward to my next holiday.
Which is?
Don't know, but it's going to be soon.
Are you planning to go on any holidays, like abroad this year?
To be honest with you, there's nothing in the pipeline.
Nothing appealing.
There's no you have the 3 places you want to go. I don't have any of that. All I know is that the next time that I go on a holiday, me and Laura go on a holiday, we're going to be going somewhere in Ireland.
Berlin.
Probably a beach. Yeah, Berlin. Berlin, Donegal. We're going to be going somewhere with a beach, and we're going to be bringing the wee pupper with us as well. Because like last time, that was so wonderful. Much fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's not to like about that? Like, yeah,
fucking set up and go for fucking, as you said, go to Kerry, just see what it's like down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Bring a Kerry. Yeah.
Try out the restaurants down there. Just enjoy the scenery, enjoy the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
gotta do it.
Other shit like that. I might do like maybe a city break would be nice. We talked about Iceland for fucking so long, but
Iceland would be great. Berlin.
Let's get like a big group trip to Berlin, shall we?
Yeah, an Empty Promise podcast following trip to Berlin.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that'll
there
do.
You go.
Yeah. Okay. We'll organize
that way we can write it off as a tax thing.
A business expense.
Yeah, business expense.
100%. Yeah.
We don't pay taxes on this podcast. We don't make enough.
I don't think I have anything else to add. This has been quite a heavy podcast.
It has. It's first one back. A lot of cover.
A lot of cover.
First day back at school. You know. What toys did you get over Christmas? Everyone has to be discussed.
And we got homework to do. You know,
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to have the audio.
Homework on the first day back, Chris. It's a joke.
It is.
I'm not happy about
Even if it's just backing books, it's the worst. I want to see that diary back the next time we're on this table.
School was a crazy time.
It was fucking ludicrous. I want to get the audio of this up this evening, and then the video will go up at some point during the week. Apologies for the last video. I uploaded it
sometime in 2020.
I uploaded from here. I was like, I'll just leave it, and it doesn't matter when it goes up. It'll be up in a couple of days, and then it failed like 80%. I was like, oh. So I went again, and it failed again. So I just left it, and then it went up like just a wee while ago.
It's up now if y'all want to check it out.
So apologies for that, but the video version of this one will go up this week, probably by Wednesday, Thursday, I'd imagine. Wednesday evening, I'd say.
Until then, you just have to make do with our beautiful voices.
Audio. We got to push the audio, you know. And please do recommend us to all of your friends and family, or anybody that you know may enjoy this podcast. I actually got a girl I work with onto our podcast around New Year's, and she literally she it was whenever I was driving to Belfast, actually she wrote to me going, I need a recommendation for a podcast. And I went, okay. I went, what are you into? Probably Joe Rogan. I went, Rich Roll, and it was very like kind of same kind of mindset as me. So I was like, recommend. And she goes, no, I need one of your episodes. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, Joe Rogan does a good episode like this and this. And she's like, no, one of the Empty Promise. And I was like, oh. So I'm put in the spot.
You are in for a treat. You go down the rabbit hole that is the conspiracies. You go down the fucking...
So what, like right now, if someone said, you recommend me one of your podcasts, what would you recommend? I did not find this an easy task.
I would say Madeleine McCann Conspiracy.
Good episode.
Was a good one. Golden State Killer.
Great episode,
a good one.
Yeah. I give her 3 recommendations of my 3 favorite episodes.
Let me think. The Getting to Know. Remember that one?
That was a good
random
one.
Questions.
Actually,
It was pretty good. There's a real bias in my head towards the more recent ones because those are the ones obviously that we've been checking, like how they're doing and stuff.
So I recommended Shower Thoughts, Reddit Shower Thoughts. Me, you, and Shawnee Mac did because it was just like Shower Thoughts are just a winner. I recommended the Epstein Didn't Kill Himself because there was a lot of thought in that episode, I think. And I also recommended the Catch Me If You Can. What do you call it?
Yeah, Catch Me If You Can. Actually, any of the Fantastic Human Feet ones.
By far one of my favorite episodes that we've like just sit and listen to that story just blew my mind.
Madness.
So
but any of those, like I mean, there was him. There was what do you call him? The guy who jumped out of the plane. I always forget his name.
DB Cooper.
DB Cooper. Juliana Kopke,
Aaron Ralston.
There's loads.
The guys who
Touching the
Void. We've covered some big shit, and this year's we've got some big ones to cover.
We've got some good topics coming.
Yeah, really good topics.
Nostradamus.
A couple of different profiles and stuff that we're gonna do. But yeah, so recommend us to all your friends and family, please. Apologize if I've missed anything this week, D. I know there's been a lot to try to touch on, but
We'll come back focus in next week. Next week because we're a weekly podcast. Guys.
Yeah, a weekly podcast. We'll be back. Until then, remember you can find the video version of this podcast over at youtube.com/Empty Promise Podcast, or you can find the audio version on any podcast hosting service. Just search for Empty Promise Podcast. If it's not too much trouble, please give us a rating or a like or a comment, whatever way it works on whatever service you're listening to us. And you can also get in touch with us through any of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Just search for the handle Empty Promise Podcast, or our website. Our website. Oh yeah. Our website's there too. It's pretty good. Or or our email.
It's cool.
Which is
emptypromisepodcast@gmail.com.
D, that is it. That's all I have to offer this week. I really have to pee.
Good.
So I'm gonna go do that. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in, and we'll see you all next week. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Goodbye and God bless.
Goodbye and God bless.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Oh yes, boy.